Tonight, we bring you this week's flight sim news. Check out a new Twin Comanche, the C24R Sierra, iniBuilds Johannesburg, and Rex Atmos. Yes, sounds are working. Hello, and welcome to Wednesday, the middle of the week, the halftime show, the midweek shuffle. You're very welcome to the news, and great to see everybody here. We have a busy one tonight. Yes, we bring you up to date with all the news making its way around the parish, for Flight Simulator. And, well, there was a dev stream just this evening all about the software development kit, or the SDK. It was actually very interesting. To some developers, it's amazing. To some other developers, it's going to be a challenge. And for, well, some other developers, it's what? What have they done? We'll talk about it. We're also going to be checking out two new aircraft in the sim. The first one from vFlyteAir, it is that of the Twin Comanche. vFlyteAir have been making add-ons over an X-Plane for quite some time. This is their first foray, rambling into Microsoft Flight Simulator. Better late than never. Then we're checking out the new FlySimWare C24R Sierra. Beautiful little general aviation aircraft brought into the sim. And of course, I nearly stopped talking. Of course, we're checking out a brand new scenery. This time, iniBuilds are here with Johannesburg. This was released last week. Didn't get a chance to check it out, but we're going to check it out tonight. And then, as I turned on my simulator, realised that all my NVIDIA filters had vanished. Well, it's what a time to showcase Rex Atmos, a new gadget, a new toolkit, add-on, thingamajig. Right, and that's what it's all about. So I hope you're all keeping very well. How's your week going? I mean, it's Wednesday, right? I mean, do you know, after the debacle last night that I broke everything, I'm happy to report I fixed nearly everything. I don't know how well I fixed it now, but I think it's fixed. But sure, time will tell, friends. Time will tell. But anyway, you're all very welcome in. We'll ramble in here into the chat as we say a very good evening. Super Typhon is here. He says, what are your thoughts on the SDK stream? We'll get to it here now in a bit. It was interesting. Let me see. Tarnish Mossman, welcome aboard. Spitfire RAF 100 is here in the chat. Good to see you, man. The Polar Bear rambles in. Welcome aboard. 20 months, man, at a tier 1 sub. Thank you very, very much indeed. Jesus. Right. That's ages. Vacuum is in the house. Good to see you. Fierce Wolf. Look, Jesus, that's the wrong button. Fierce. Don't take that out of context. It's that gadget that controls the... you have to see it, right? You have to see it. What was I saying? Vacuum is here, yes. Fierce Wolf, looking fierce. And Wolfie, you're very welcome aboard. Retriever Neil, hello. Willow, how much is in the house? Thub 42. What is this? Raw as Murph? you just gotta like the music. It kind of, sets the tone. But yes, Sean Dale, very good evening to you. Lee Dixon is here. 98 Vulcan, happy Wednesday. Shovel Shoes, shovels in. AJH John. Let me see who else is here. Nutty Slack. My mate Charlie from Port Arlington. Yes. Really? I think that's the first time you've mentioned it. Vince C is here. He says, good evening from the Netherlands. Hello from Tipperary. What's the weather like out there? It's cold here. John Race, good evening. Alson is in the house. Led Ballooner, hello. Soaring AJ. You're very welcome aboard, man. PH Roy is here. He says, good evening, Murph and chat. Yes, the long-awaited WinWing FCU arrived today. Is it today? Is it the 8th? Well, check it out. It's in the news, man. It's in the news. Some Jammer, good evening. Dad in Command is here. Welcome aboard. He has subscribed, lads. Wait for it. He has subscribed for 22 months. Dad in Command, thank you very, very much indeed, my guy. Insane generosity. With a bit of diddly idle there now. Right. Some people like that. Right, we're over here now. SK Sun, good evening. Mr. Skoo is here. He goes, I'm not a programmer or a content creator, but I can imagine that the Microsoft Flight Sim dev stream I just watched hurts quite a bit for those. A lot of stuff is being closed doors now or simply not there anymore. Some stuff is behind a paywall, but there are also some things that can give relief. Edson had mixed feelings about it. My eyebrows went up several times in surprise, and all the best to the Parallel 42 team. Indeed. But we'll chat about it now, right? Now in a moment. Because they covered quite a bit. Matt Shelley, good to see you. Little Trader is here. Welcome in. Sunjammer says, it's not like streaking. Streaking? Jesus. Sticky Rice. Good to see you, man. Assidious is here. Tarnish Mossman, welcome. Tunage, baby. Right. Dougal McTavish, the chairman, has rumbled in. Good to see you, Dougal. Tritz4 is in the house. Zith is here. He says, it's time for the news.
Oh, Jesus.
The alerts are working anyway. That's a good sign. Andy Brown is here. He goes, I can't play today. Deleting computer. Ready for the new one tomorrow. A 4070 Ti. Oh, behave. Great news, Andy. So, for those of you who witnessed the E-tree last night, so I put a new USB expansion slot PCIe into Maverick, into me PC, me streaming PC, because there was literally too many things coming out of our USB hubs, right? And on this machine behind me on Iceman, I put in a 4 terabyte M2 drive and also one of the USB expansion thingies. Now the good news is I did it without, well, I did a custom modification that you'll probably scream when you see it, but it works. It works. But yes, it's well, it's very kind of different. Do you know? But I managed it without causing any sort of problems. In saying that, we had no electricity today, but that's completely not related to the subject in any shape or form. How's your milk today? It wasn't great. It was chewy. Right, we're over here. Sir Camsalot, good evening. My dude, Goblin Zeus, rambles in. Hope you're well, man. Old Veteran 965, he says, hope there's a lot of good news. It looks like the devs got to peek under the sheets a few times before the new sim goes live. Not a whole lot of time, but I wonder if that is due to still working out the bugs. Possibly. Nightsep, you're very welcome aboard. Sean Dale is here. Thank you very much indeed. I hope it's as much fun as it sounds. iniBuilds and Murph together forever. Ah, yes. So yes, huge news. I put up a gadget. Well, you can see it. Well, you can't see it on this screen. You'll see it on another screen. But the guys over at iniBuilds have, well, they kind of agreed. They kind of said, Murph, we like the cut of your jib. And they've offered a partnership, for which I'm happy for. Well, I'm delighted for a number of different reasons. We all know iniBuilds have been making some absolutely cracking sceneries in the sim. We've seen it. And of course, the airliners as well. Some of them are slow to update, of course, but they're also making an absolute ton of content for Flight Sim 2024. So it hopefully will give me a chance to be able to, get the scoop early and to be able to delve into, what they're working on, how they're working on it, and in a way, kind of steer some feedback directly to them. I mean, we have it in there now. Lads, can you fix the thing? That's the hope. But yeah, it's pretty mad, isn't it? Now, there's other content creators also partnered with iniBuilds. It's nothing new, do you know? But it's terribly exciting. But yes, where now? I'm over here. Look, Flipper Alloy, welcome aboard, my dude. Right, Bachelli, welcome in. Bellbro, oohs and ahs. Newsage Day it is. Indeed, it is. Great to see you, man. Viper Strike is here. He says, I flew the 737 over the Caribbean. Welcome in. Scorpio 49 rambles in with a Merlot and a smile. He says, good evening, Murph and all in chat. Lots of news tonight, I hope. Any more on 2024? There's actually a little bit. There is, Scorpio. Echo Charlie, welcome aboard. Fornax, he says, SDK stream to the BBC News. This is the BBC News at 10. What was his name? Trevor MacDonald or something. But it was Trevor MacDonald. My door has either opened or closed. Hello? Random strangers, you wouldn't know who'll be walking around the place tonight. Jesus, it's all right. Mr. Two-Tone is here. Let's hope it was her going out and not someone else coming in. Right? Right. Jesus, that sounded terrible. Helric is here. Good to see you. We're over here. Look, Zybok Doc is in the house, calling from Denmark. Hello from Tipperary. I hope you're well.
Jesus.
I didn't break anything since last night. That's a great way to put it, old veteran, right? It was all Greek to me. We'll chat about it. We'll chat about it. Imagine if I, didn't come back. Hello? Shh. Who's at the door, lads? I don't want to go out. It's dark out there, you know what I mean? I need, a big shtick or something. Well, that'll sort anyone out. Do you know what this is? A tripod. Funny that it's in that drawer, but that's where it lives. Right, Jesus. Right, move on quick before we get in trouble. Toto was in the house. Good to see you. Kiwi for life. Welcome in. YCY. Or no, WCY. Why can yes. Good to see you, man. Wayland Jutani. Bank holiday in Germany tomorrow. A long weekend. You lucky devil, you. Paparazzi is here. Says howdy Murph and Fireflies. Rambling in. And looks like I just made it. You're very welcome aboard, man. Quit looking down like that. See, you can do nothing. Zid says there's an update for the sim. Yeah, Jesus, did you just see? I updated the sim and the whole thing is shagged. Well, it's not. I'm not hitting that twice. I lost my NVIDIA filters. But every silver lining. Right, let's see what happens now. The Ripper, good to see you, man. He says, happy Wednesday from Germany. Hello from Tipperary. I hope you're well. To all our German friends, good evening. And I hope you're having a pleasant day. Boxman is here. Good to see you. Hope all is well. Sterling58, good day, Fireflies. It's a great day for news. Right? Kieran is here, 6 knots. A very good evening to you, Kieran. Hope you're well. Let me see. Fortnite, happy Wednesday. Muse fan bursts in the door. But that can't say it. How he is, he says. He has my jokes. Yes. Could you imagine? I mean, Jesus, you know. Welcome in. Eamon 1973 says the question is to Atmos or not to Atmos. Indeed. We'll check it all out here now in a second. Fortnite is in Dublin. Hello from Tipperary. Sure, you're only up the road. Now let me see. DeRuter, welcome in. Now Toto says, good. If you're the man fixing many things, then you can pop over here and press the buttons. I'm about to transfer my C drive to a new SSD. What could possibly go wrong? Everything, but also nothing. You know, it's and it won't be kind of in the middle. It's one extreme or the next. We're all thinking of you now, Toto. You know, sit back and think of Ireland. It'll be grand. Do you know? Right, Commander Balosh, good evening. And you're on vacation in Honolulu. Be that hokey. Jeez, that sounds nice. Right, you won't believe what happened next. Indeed, Ozymandias is here. Wombat49 is in the house. Mind the wallet tonight, Wombat. It is a fierce one. Poor PC's Maverick and Iceman. Please touch the chart. Where the nasty Murph touched you. Jesus, Tub. It's not like that. Maverick got a terrible old doing, you know. You'd be proud of now my sort of mechanical manual labour, right? I got a pliers and I just kind of bent a bit of metal so the thing would fit. It's grand. I mean, look at it. It's you know, I mean, they're supposed to. If you couldn't be able to do it, then it was built not to do it. The fact that you could do it, it's built to do it. Yeah. And there's no side effects at all. There's a lot of static in here recently. But anyway, right, we're over here, look. Now, Jesus, now we're over here, look. I said that twice. I might say that. Trevor MacDonald. Brilliant, wasn't it? Brilliant. Mr. Scoops says, Murph, think of the lurkers. Indeed. Welcome in those who are lurking. We love the lurkers. Think of the ghosts in the stream. Trevor McCuddlefish, not really a newscaster, but right. Is the cat trying to get in? No, it was someone that went out. Is the missus gone to get some milk? Jesus. Green spooky thing at the door. What would you, like, do you know when you have your moment to shine? This is my moment, you know. I have to be that guy, you know. Hey, or something, right? You'll come up with something terribly macho, you know. Who's that? Or, you know, what you gonna do? Or, you know, I pity the fool. You'll come up with some sort of a mad thing. But then in reality, when the event actually happens, it's replaced with this sort of sensation, not necessarily a sound. You're more of a witness to what's happening, not the person who's actually doing it. Usually when we get a fright, it comes out as, "Ah!" Do you ever notice that? Try it, right? The next time you get scared or someone tries to scare you, that is the sound you make. Or at least that's the sound I make. It's something primal. It's, terrible. It's weird. Right, now, is it a bit early for the Gringe? The Gringe? Where'd you see the Gringe? Wait, what? Hang on. What? Right, Tarna says 2 updates for 2020. Be the Jesus. vFlyteAir is here, good to see you. Ollie is in the house. How did you lose them? Maybe they're in the drawer next to the tripod. Right? You haven't had a big stick in your drawer. Let's not even go there. Look! Hangar Studios has rambled in stating, I found your NVIDIA filters. Brilliant. It's great to see you, man. Briggsy is in the house. Is there big news today? And any news on a London meetup? If so, we'll have to wear Crocs. Yes. I need to get over to London. Mrs. Two-Tone was talking about going to London before the year is out, to see Harry Potter Land. I'm not going to see... Listen, right? I mean, you can't be doing that. However, if she rambles over to Harry Potter Land, sure couldn't I ramble up to an owl establishment? We'll come up with dates, right? It'll be grand. Right, now let me see. Chris is in the house, good to see you. Paparazzi says, for a minute I thought you were hiding the shillelagh shtick. Ah, brilliant. Right, where's this now? Welsh, now in a minute. Irish, now in a second. English, not now. Accurate. Right, now, Dragon is here, good to see you. Mr. Dan, your 2 PCs, 5 screens, more lights than a stage, 3 controllers, a tablet and a laptop, and TV. Might have an effect on the power. Wait now, 2 PCs... No, I have 3 PCs. That's actually a... Who pressed that? That is actually a little PC. Look, I'll show you over here. You might think I'm cutting you, look. So, see here, look. Can you see that? Don't fall now, whatever you do. I can't. Oh, look, it won't go up. There's a teeny tiny box. Like a small little box. And that lives on the back of that telly. Or the monitor. And it's a little PC. They're called a mini PC. Who'd have known? Right, now, let me see. What are we going to do with the Drunken Sailor? That's a great song. It goes on forever. Sunjammer sounds like Scooby-Doo. The lovely Caharia has rambled in. Happy Wednesday, Caharia. You're looking well. It's probably the Repo Man, Murph, just making a list of repossessions. Repo. Do they do Repo Men over here? I'm sure they do. I imagine they do. What would you say to them? Right, no big news, just a big news reader. Jesus. Scavenger hunt for the NVIDIA filters. First clue. Hangar Studios has a raging clue right now. Do you remember that out of South Park? He's a raging clue. Right now, Captain Gaiman, good to see you, man. Just the news tonight, my guy. Hope you're well, though.
Oh, Jesus.
Come on, that was a good joke.
Good, buddy.
That was a great joke. Wait, well, Jesus, where's this now? Does all buttons. Debo Fly, welcome in. Howdy all from Southern California. Hello from Tipperary. How's she cutting? Right now, Super Ty says, you missed my Skoda comment. No, I didn't. I edited it. Yeah. Making fun of the Skodas. Sim isn't CTD now after the update and reinstalling the Scottish bus trip. Good man yourself. The Ripper 1975. Mayday, Mayday. The news incoming. Thank you very, very much indeed for 13 months. The Hardy Boys, right? Newsman gets it. Brilliant. No, it's the sheriff here. Brilliant. Right now, who else is here? Y'all have terrible dirty minds. Who else is here? Look, Andy Morrison. Good to see you, Andy. You've missed literally nothing. Just the intros. Wheel Draggers. Are you for real? For real? Am I for real? For real? I don't know how to answer that. Yes. Oh, and also, no. Welcome in. Logo Lights, good to see you. Were you able to get your stripper reinstalled after the update? That's what took me so long, Logo Lights. So I'll show you how to do it. Remind me in about 11 seconds and I'll show you how to do it. Armachi, welcome aboard. Am I going to stream in 24 or 2020? Probably 24. Just to see what the crack is, but I'm not going to delete 2020. Not yet. Space Tex, welcome in. Andrew Cully, welcome aboard. Ali Dobson, welcome in. Jack M is here. Angels15. Bear is here. So how many days can we play 2024? Well, Gibbo created a gadget that'll tell us in exactly 47 days and 20 hours Microsoft Flight Sim 2024 will be released. That's not long at all. 47 days. Sure, we often, went running for 47 days looking for a party. Right, who else is here? Ron E. Dillard, welcome in. Tennessee, you're very... Lovely. Who else is here? Johnny Mitch. Good to see you, Johnny. Skyhawk is in the house. Marty is here. WB1990. Welcome aboard, man. And well, that kind of concludes the festivities of welcomeage. Right, now we need to do a thing. Didn't I say 11 seconds? Right, we'll come over here looking to show you. I need to press this button. Yes, and then this button. And then, friends, we appear over here. Is that the right way around? I think it is. Right, so I've no filters and it looks absolutely weird looking, doesn't it? I mean, doesn't it? Do you know? So the first question was in relation to Parallel 42's stripper. So you'll need to download it again if you can't find it, because I couldn't find it. And then you open up the devil, right? And when you open up the devil, see where it has your MS Store install. Uninstall. Click uninstall and then install. Start up the simulator and then shut it down after it starts, and then you're good to go. That is how you get Stripper working, right? Now, it's important that we mention this add-on by Parallel 42, because, yes, tonight there was a dev stream on, and they were talking about the SDK. And I'll start off by saying there is an absolute load of exciting features that they've put into the SDK. In particular, I have to say, when it comes to the LOD, the level of detail, and it works off like a slider. Meaning, if you have an aircraft in this view, currently in Microsoft Flight Simulator, well, it's loading up the entire aircraft in all its glory and all its detail. The way they're moving 2024 forward, well, if you're honed in on, say, an engine, well, it'll display the engine in very high detail, right? But it won't put anything else in very high detail. Does that make sense? Basically, the sim is being optimized to only show you and load what you need and what you can see. That's the idea behind it. So a prime example would be, okay, I want the latest world update, and let's say it's but don't give the latest one because it's quite a small area. But let's say for the USA, for example, right? The USA world update. And with that update, it's going to, you have to download currently all the activities, all the bus trips, all the friggin' discovery flights, every airport, and all the POIs, all of them, right? And what are the chances you're going to ever visit all of those POIs in one flight? Well, unless you're mad, right? So that's how 2020 currently works. You need to grab every single bit down and put it on your hard drive. 2024 won't do that. 2024 will only give you what you need when you need it, which is great news. There's still a lot of head scratching and, lighting candles. If we lose connection to its server, if their platform goes down, you're in offline, it could be catastrophic, as in we just can't use the sim, right? There's things they're doing with cache and pre-cache and all this sort of jazz, but effectively, they're going to be keeping the vast majority of what's needed on the cloud, right? The discussion tonight surrounding the SDK was explaining to the third-party developers what they can expect, what they can do, and what they can no longer do. So some of the new things, some of the new features, they spoke about the new physics, right? They spoke about all these new nodes, these navigation nodes, and that effectively affects how you can put your passengers walking around or walking into your aircraft, even parachuters, as in they'll spawn here, they'll walk on this little track towards the airplane, they'll jump out from that location. They're like little nodes, connect the dots effectively, create a little runway for them, and that's how it works. Then there's things like click spots on the aircraft if you want to open up doors and all this sort of jazz. And that's one of the new features. When it comes to the physics, there's so much detail now gone into the surfaces, wings. The sim will detect straight away what sort of wing it is because they've added in so many new shapes. So that's pretty cool. There's also new assets, shared assets. So if you're a developer, right, and you have, you're building an airplane, right? Well, with the new software development kit, Asobo have their own collection of assets. Meaning, you can just drag their stuff off their cloud, I suppose, and pop it into your own airplane, which is super handy. On the flip side, it now means that most of their assets are completely locked, right? As in, you can't get in and just say, hey, give me that wing, give me that livery, give me that texture. You can't grab them anymore. That's going to pose a problem. The second thing, which may or may not be, certain things that they're blocking off access to, and one of them is the model behavior. Now, the model behavior, a lot of that is to do with the UI. I think it's the UI. Almost certain of it. Basically, it's how you change the shape or change shapes inside the UI. So, for example, Parallel 42's flow, there is a high possibility this will not work out of the box, meaning Parallel 42 have to go away and figure it out. The worrying thing we heard tonight was that Asobo have blocked off some of these files. And here's the thing. The reason why they're blocking off files, currently at the moment, if you were to download a new aircraft or a livery, right, or a scenery, it doesn't matter. It's overriding core sim files. Parallel 42 know this because, well, they released a program to make it figure it out, right? What was that called again? I have it. I haven't used it in ages. Hang on there now. I probably have it installed still. I forget the name of it. Super handy though, right? What's it called? Sim Installer. That's the one. Angry Lou. Sim Installer, right? What Sim Installer did, it was able to detect what third-party product was overriding a core sim element. And that usually happened with the likes of, say, different fonts, right? And if you were ever to have a performance issue or even a CTD, chances are something is overriding the core sim. Something, right?
Time to pull the big switch, good buddy.
Adam Controls has just raided with a party of raiders. Welcome in, my dudes. Hope you had a great stream. We've just started, and we're talking about the SDK updates for Microsoft Flight Sim 2024. Getting back to these assets that were usually shared. For example, a Carinado aircraft, well, they'll take some of the core sim things and override them, which is perfectly fine. Parallel 42 do the very same. They take some of the core Asobo stuff and they override them to make them do, or in this case, look, something different.
Hello there.
These are all now locked, as in they won't have access to them. So this creates a challenge. In a lot of ways, it's good for us because it means now that third-party developers actually have to make something original so they're not overriding the core sim. This, to me, this makes on paper, this will make our simulator more stable, even with third-party add-ons loaded in, because, well, they're not. The noise in the house, they won't.
No.
What's going on?
Mommy's beating me.
Your mother's beating you. You must have deserved it. The idea being is, if something of the core sim is overridden, it may not be a good thing when you have multiple add-ons overriding multiple files. And the sim only remembers the last time. The whole thing gets very, very messy. So for us, it's potentially good news when it comes to stability, right? Getting back on that model behavior, locking that, it may not be the UI. I think that's more to do with unusual add-ons, cars, boats, different sort of flying vehicles that don't necessarily follow the laws of physics, I think, right? I think. So they can't override the core sim things. Correct. That's the idea. They won't be able to override the core sim files. All right. But anyway, it means very little to us. It means a lot for third-party developers. But as I said, the enhancements that they've done when it comes to the SDK, there's a lot of new cool options, and developers in time, I can only imagine the stuff they're going to be able to produce, which is going to be way more advanced of what we currently have now, because they've changed how performance works. The whole thing is aimed at performance. The SDK is aimed at performance and stability. There was other questions thrown in about, SimConnect and, the missions and all this. SimConnect, the good news is they haven't done much. And you might say, why is that good news? Well, it should mean the likes of our VATSIM and all this other jazz, multiplayer with JoinFS, that should still work, right? And whatever, maybe there's hardware or maybe there's other programs like, whatever the third-party programs are. What are they called? a pilot's life and all this, they all use SimConnect. So I imagine they should be they'd be okay, right?
That's a big
However,
10-4, good buddy.
when it comes to the Art, you're very welcome in. God almighty, Art, Jesus, about a year.
Oh, Jesus.
Thank you very much indeed. When it comes to some of the other stuff, well, as I said, there's a little bit of worry. They did say that a Flight Sim 2020 product within reason, excluding anything that interferes with the UI and pretty much anything that's a non-normal thing. So let's just talk about basic aircraft. Flight Sim 2024, it will detect that it belongs to Flight Sim 2020 and it will deal with that accordingly. Basically, I imagine what that means is it'll give it, the basic profiles and it'll give it the legacy flight model, meaning we don't have to do an awful lot. However, if developers want to bring their aircraft or their sceneries or whatever up to the Flight Sim 2024 standards, and well, why would you want to put them to 2024 standards? For me, they will perform better, and you can use them in things like missions and career mode. So there is an in for developers really to update their aircraft to 2024. But I think, as I say, some developers are going to be loving this. Other developers are not being happy at all, which makes total sense. I wonder if older hardware like the Cytec, Logitech panels will still work. Can't see the drivers being updated. They should work the way they are. Jesus! That's extremely loud and scared all sorts of stuff out of me. Banas, thank you very much indeed. Good evening. Thank you very, very much. You absolute ledge. 34 months. Lads, remind me to turn that devil down. Holy crap. That is incredibly loud, yeah. Who are you telling? I'm wearing headphones. If it's a problem for Coronado, then it's good for us. Well, here's another kind of thing. Jorg kind of said there on the stream tonight that Coronado have been messing around with this since February. What?
Oh, behave.
February. That's friggin' nuts. They're way ahead. It'll be interesting to see the sort of add-ons we're going to be getting now from Coronado, right? Because they've had kind of a front row seat to the new SDK, meaning I'm expecting great things from their aircraft now because they should be able to utilize all the new features. And when we talk about the new features, they've expanded the systems of aircraft.
Yeah, baby, yeah.
Wear and tear and all of this, right?
Hello there.
So Captain Sickbag, thank you for the bits. When we're talking about things like the electrical systems, fuel systems, pneumatic systems, oil, liquid dropping or dripping, that was it. What? They've added all these things in. Custom failures, custom wear and tear. Raul had a question where he said, well, what about my own custom? I've built my own. Will they work? No. If they want to use Microsoft's new ones, well, they have to use their ones. If they want to build something outside and push it in as a package, yeah, it probably should work. One thing I will say, and it's from listening to the three lads, the guys working on the SDK, it's clear that they have a defined line in the sand to say, you must have this ready for launch. Okay, but they're very open to other ideas, and they are saying, listen, if there's stuff in there, will tell us, we'll help. And we're going to assist you in trying to make them work the right way. Do you know what I mean? So we'll just have to wait and see. There was other questions there as well. Can we get dynamic loading? No, but they want it. I mean, they've all agreed, yeah, we want that. And what I mean by dynamic loading, yes, if you're going to be getting stuff from the in-sim marketplace, let's say I go out to the menu now and say, oh, Jesus, there's a new plane. I'm going to rent that, yeah? Well, it'll download it for me. I don't need to exit the sim, install it, and then restart the sim. Not at all. It'll push everything to me live. That's great news. However, if I have something in the community folder, like a livery, for example, right? Or a 2020 aircraft, oh, I'm after forgetting that aircraft, I better put it in. Well, because it's going into the content manager and it's local, the sim will have to be restarted in order to reread that list. That's a bit of a pain. The only saving grace is, and I can prove, well, I can't prove it. I was there, I saw it, right? The loading time from start to being in the main menu to being in a flight, it's extremely fast in comparison to what we have now. Do you know what I mean? Jeff Faviano was here. Good to see you, Jeff. He says, I flew the C24 last night. I am in love. Tell me this Comanche is awesome. We don't know. It's vFlyteAir. I flew this back in X-Plane and it was all right. But yeah, the C24, right. I mean, do you know, the only thing is, if you're buying a FlySimWare product, prepare to update the product daily. They're always patching it, right? But yeah, nuts, absolutely nuts. Phoenix not getting the SDK sucks, though I understand why. Well, the likes of Phoenix, anyone outside the marketplace, Microsoft aren't going to, jump on the bandwagon with them straight away. Which makes sense because, when you look at the WebAssembly stuff that they had to do, and A2A are in this as well, they had to go their own road to build all this stuff because the SDK at the time wasn't strong enough to do the stuff they wanted to do. That's now changing. The SDK has now become a lot more powerful, but it means Phoenix and A2A, well, if they want to use it natively, they're kind of starting a little bit. They said a complex aircraft could take anywhere up to 3 months to convert it to 2024. When we asked developers, hey, are we going to get a free upgrade to 2024? Sure, yeah. And then they realize it's going to take them 3 months. Who covers that bill? Do you know what I mean?
Put the car in swinger, baby.
There's things happening and I'm not in control anymore. Jesus. Old veteran, you mad devil. 10 gifted tier 1 subs. Did you see what he did? God almighty. You're after leaning over on your phone again, Scott. You pressed the button and you didn't mean to. Jesus, lads. Thank you very, very much indeed, Scott. Yikes. The rudder was the only issue I had with the C2. Oh, really? I haven't flown it yet. Well, not properly. Dusky, welcome in. Thank you for the follow. And did you slip your finger? His finger slipped again. Yeah. Oh, his whole hand mashed all the buttons. Listen, it's very, very exciting. If you buy an aircraft today in Microsoft Flight Sim 2020, well, the chances are it should work fine in Flight Sim 2024 because 2024 will have a look at it and say, you belong to 2020. Grand. I'm going to load in the 2020 profile and you'll work just as you did in 2020. It won't work with all the 2024 jiggery pokery with, enhanced performance perhaps and, people walking around and all that jazz, but that's okay. You don't need it to do any of those things yet. If you want to use aircraft from 2020 in the things like, your career mode and missions, well, that's not going to work. They have to be native to 2024. Not only that, they did say for the missions or the activities inside the career mode, for example, banner towing. Yeah, you want to tow a banner? Well, you can't just put in any old aircraft. Asobo were looking at this and saying, okay, well, the banner weighs X amount. So the aircraft needs to have Y amount of power in order to propel and drag the thing. If it doesn't have the power, it just won't work. So there seems to be a bit of a rule set put in there. Then they spoke about wear and tear. And from what I gathered tonight, and I could be wrong, right? What I gathered tonight was the wear and tear model, which we'll get in career mode, is also going to be available in the free flight mode. Of course, we'll have the option to turn that stuff off. But having wear and tear, granted, we won't have the repair costs, but if you damage a wing, if you damage a landing gear, if you overheat the brakes, that will impact on the performance of your aircraft. That's kind of cool. That is pretty cool, right? So it'll be interesting to see when that all works, do you know? But I don't know, lads. I think it's very exciting with the new features coming in. I can't wait to see what third-party developers are going to do. I even say most of them are saying, that is pretty cool. This gives us a lot of scope. At the same time, I really hope they afford the other developers whose products we have come to not just love, we almost rely on them in terms of what we're used to and how we kind of navigate throughout the sim, in particular when it comes to this gadget. Flow, for me, this is one of the best add-ons in Microsoft Flight Simulator. I just think for the ease of use, it's a friggin' game changer. Otherwise, come on up here to the bar, where's the button? Click. Oh, Jesus. Do you know what I mean? I just love this this application, this program. I really hope that,
All the big switch, good buddy.
I really hope to give Edson the bit of jiggery pokery to help him along. Malik VR, good to see you, Malik. Welcome in, Raiders. Hope you guys had a tremendous stream. We're here for the news. The news is it's cold and dark. Well, that was the weather. Balls. But you're all very welcome in. We're just catching up from the dev stream this evening, and it was focusing on the SDK. Very interesting stuff. Now, it really is interesting. You know, fingers crossed, lads, and let's see what happens. And again, someone asked about chase plane, and I think Yor kind of said, yeah, look, we want it within reason, so they're going to reach out to Edson again. Let's see what happens. But the likes of, say, Stripper from Parallel 42, which is a nice add-on, I don't, well, not that I don't see it working, I don't necessarily see a need for a product like that inside 2024 based on how fast the thing loads. Could be wrong, but that's just me, right? However, I got to use the UI, as did Jeff. It's very, very similar to what we have now. The menu is like the old kind of Windows 8 kind of tabs, and it's grand, but like that's kind of the layout. But definitely, I think for the user interface, this top-down bar thing, right? Flow is an absolute must. If they can get that to work in Flight Sim 2024,
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
I would be happy as your man in the sand. To Blaze, you absolute mad lad. 5 gifted tier 1s. Did you just see what he did? To Blaze, you legend. Thank you very, very much indeed, man. You need to be a Flight Sim YouTuber and change the weather to storm for 3 seconds and then use Parallel 42's High Clouds preset after for the thumbnail. Yes. Yes. Some of the things you can do with Flow, though, it's instantly. Even like put down your individual favorite preset or whatever right into the gadget there. Like it's grand. You're probably saying, Murph, you have a lot of stuff turned off. I turn off stuff when I'm not using them. That's why there's a couple of missing things. But anyway, from the dev stream tonight, covering the SDK, I can say this. Look back. Some of it you might get a little bit lost in translation, but when they're talking about the features that they're making for developers, right? The features that are available to do all sorts of crazy. Some of the enhancements when it comes to the LOD and how much they're really striving for performance. That's their absolute number 1 objective, performance. Number 2 objective, stability. And then everything else comes after that. That's kind of good for us. Definitely is a challenge to our third-party developers. So fingers crossed they get all the support that they need. I'm not terribly worried because when we saw, like, I'm not terribly worried. Parallel 42 did stuff in the sim I didn't think possible. Same at FS Reborn. Same with all the developers. They've made stuff. Some of our favorite add-ons are stuff we thought were just not possible. They managed to pull it up. We're like, holy crap, look at this. Do you know what I mean? So give it a bit of time, I'd say they will manage it. Do you know what I mean? But anyway, right, the crack's here now. Murph, when you went to the States, what were the PC specs? I think they were on a 4070 or 4070 Ti. They weren't like top of the range. They were good. They were good. But the internet speed was very slow. I think Jeff said it. Jeff got a measure on the speed of the internet, 12 megabits. And it ran fine. And for me, it ran fine. You know, I've seen. Be to Jesus. Jeff just became a member. Ah, brilliant. Roll out the red carpet. Jeff, thank you very much indeed. You absolute legend. Thank you very much for the support. I've seen videos on YouTube, you know, some people kind of having they're having a bit of a bash about it, saying, oh, look, you have rendering things and cars still go over water and all this. Yes. I didn't see any kind of scenery pop in, pop out in my footage. Definitely there was during loading, right? You know, when the camera pans in and it's going to start loading up, yeah, the thing is popping all over the shop. But during flight, bearing in mind I was flying slower aircraft, I'm in general aviation, I took the 737 MAX out for a spin, but that was mainly, you know, clouds. It's an airliner. Good luck to you. You're not going to see the scenery. Do you know what I mean? Definitely when I flew in the chopper around the canyon, yes, there were 1 or 2 kind of weird gaps. Tiny gaps. We've seen it already in 2020 where it's like, I don't know what it's like. It's like a hex grid loading. And it's like, there's a teeny tiny gap until the next one kind of loads in. But it wasn't like a pop in, pop out effect. But again, that could be down to internet speed. You know what I mean? Are those Leitrim speeds, right? Captain Sigbag, I'm not here either. Good man yourself. Brilliant. The bear negative. Well, I will. I'm going to fly this now in a couple of moments. But lads, I have to start with the news because we've loads of news to get through tonight. So this is our way of kind of catching us up on the week that was with some news, right? So we'll start off here at the beginning. Fly-by-wire Airbus A380X. I put in Airbus. They didn't. It's just the A380X. Everything we need to know. There was a chat, right, on the Blue experience. That's Blue Games and XP72. The two lads got the chance to get together to have an old chat about what's happening with the A380. It was a great podcast and they covered a lot. But they also didn't cover other things, not their fault. Let's have a quick look at it. So, the A380, an immensely complex project by the fly-by-wire team. And they highlighted this during the stream, right? Let me see. It's all happening now. Jesus, I didn't see that. Jeff, you mad devil, he gifted 10 memberships over on YouTube. Jesus, thank you very, very much. What do you do? Jeff fell on the button on his phone as well. Yeah, you just need to put them on lock, lads. Lock the phone, right? He's after rolling over there now. He just got a notification and has fallen on the floor. Jesus. Jeff, thank you very, very much indeed. And lads, if you've just received a tier 1 sub, no, it's not even called that. If you just received a YouTube membership, with thanks to Jeff Faviano, well, do be sure to say thank you. Immensely kind of you. Thank you very much, dude. But yeah, so, yes, the biggest of the big.
That's a big 10-4, good buddy.
The mother of all geekness, the A380. So, we know this thing is complex because, well, they want to make it complex. So they start talking about the interior modelling, kind of based on Emirates interior, which is going to give you all the different classes. First, coach, business, all that sort of jazz, right? And they're also working on different texture sets that can be changed by the community, allowing for varied sea colours, sidewall designs, and more. They're putting a lot of customization into this. Now, the whole thing is here. You need to go off and have a look at it. Hang on now. I'll link over to XP and to Blue.
That's a big 10-4, good buddy.
And lads, if you haven't seen these before, Blue and XP are two lovely, lovely guys. You must know them by now. But there's a link on into the chat there now of the whole podcast, because there is a lot of stuff. There is a lot of stuff in there, right? Jesus, it's a whole thing of hang on, he did it again. Did you just do it again? He put the phone in the other trouser pocket and then he rolled over on the other cheek. Jeff, you devil, another 10 memberships. Jesus. Thank you very, very much indeed. He's nuts. The man is nuts. Lads, the next group of 10 people, if you've just received, get the name right, a membership on YouTube, with thanks to Jeff Faviano, will do be sure to say thank you. Jeff, that's incredible. God almighty. You'll be on cornflakes and water now for the week. Jesus. Thank you very, very much indeed, man. Bloody hell. Mad joke. But anyway, some of the changes for the A380. Cool. Avionics, interior, exterior, wing flex, physics, all the systems modelling, more information regarding the EFB. There are so many things. The initial release of the A380 will be an alpha or a dev preview rather than a fully finished product. Well, because it's going to take time to do the thing, right? Performance optimizations, they're continuing those, heavily affecting CPU and GPU performance. And the future plans would be continue development and refining it after release. They also seek to port the model into FlightSim 2024. Here's the thing. There's no actual release date from what I can see. There isn't. But we know that FlightSim 2024 is due to release in 40 days. Is it 40 days? What did I say it was? We have a button thanks to Gibbo. 47 days, right? So in 47 days, Jeff, you're a mad lad. Thank you very much. In 47 days, 2024 comes out. That's not going to say that, 2020 is finished and this is coming out. They're still working on it. We don't have a release date just yet. But the A380, they're still working on it. And have a look at the podcast from the Blue Experience. Blue and XP72. The two lads chatting all about it. It's 2 hours, but there's a lot of cool stuff going on there, right? Radio Man John, good to see you. Right, moving on. Aircraft and Avionics update number 3 has been released for Microsoft Flight Simulator. It made an absolute mockery of poor old Navigraph. It broke Navigraph. But anyway, it's since been patched this morning. So if your sim is giving you CTDs yesterday, there's a new update in the sim, make sure you grab it. So the Avionics and Aircraft update number 3 focuses on 3 aircraft. The Airbus A310, the A320neo version 2, and the Pilatus PC-6 Porter. It introduced significant avionics upgrades as the last two. So what we have here, the A310 receives a series of updates to fix various issues. One notable fix addresses the auto throttle, which now properly animates, enhancing the realism of engine control. The model's magnetic bearings have been corrected, and VOR radials have been tweaked. And it also includes the brand new, yet terribly old, Pan Am livery. The Airbus A320neo terrain radar, most anticipated add-on for the A320neo, is a functioning terrain radar. It replaces the in-op button, greatly improving the awareness when you're flying on low terrain. Flight director logic has been improved, and the engine and rotation improvements, such as flex takeoffs, should now be working a lot better. And that's all based from real-world feedback. VR Flight Sim guy is here! My dude! Steve, you're very welcome in. I've been watching loads of your content because I'm looking at VR thinking, Jesus. Right, VR, I mean, that's where it's all at, isn't it? You're very welcome in. 10.4, Jeff, right? Do you like it? 10.4. Them alerts are years old. I'm not going to change them now because now they work. Do you know? The Pilatus PC6 improved avionics thanks to working title with their 530 and 430, fixes to the tooltips, and numerous other enhancements that improve the overall flight experience. Now here's the thing, the PC6, we have two of those in the sim. We have one that came from the sim, from Asobo, and we had one that came from, Jesus, was it Milviz at the time, and now it's Blackbird? I think it is. Maddie Lynn, welcome aboard. I gotta say, even flying the C24R last night, the NextRad implementation has been great in the current sim. Oh yeah. And here's the thing as well. I know everyone's talking to Asobo about getting a working weather radar in there. Here's one for you, lads. Competition and all this. Who has weather overlays working on their add-on? And when I say, add-on, program. Who has weather overlays working on their program? Wouldn't it just be the right move now if a certain company decided to say, we reckon we can actually give you a working weather radar. Imagine that. But anyway, we've said too much. So anyway, look, here's all the fixes and enhancements made for the aircraft and avionics update. These are free updates, by the way, and they really do make the aircraft better, a lot better. Fixes the whole lot. So, look at the fixes for the, for the A320, look. They're all fixes. Pretty mad, right? And then the PC6 is there as well. PMDG finally got it working in the 777, but not the 737. Yeah. It's a game changer. Wasn't there supposed to be a storm scope? I must talk to Just Flight on that. Just Flight they were working on a new storm scope, I think it's 2 years ago, where it would show lightning strikes on a little storm scope. I don't know what happened to that project. But they were working on it. Next up, BR Sim Designs. I tend to like BR Sim Designs. They've made very nice aircraft. They have released the Grumman A5B Tiger, or the Grumman Tiger for Microsoft Flight Simulator. They're known for previous models such as the Xingu and also the Ipanema, amongst others, right? And the AA5B Tiger, first produced in 1974, an all-metal four-seat aircraft, popular for both touring and training, as a Lycoming O 360 A4K 180 horse brake engine, and gets you around 140 knot cruise speed and gross weight of 2,500 pounds. There's about 1,300 of these aircraft built. Now, I looked at one or two reviews on this. I'm going to fly this next week on the stream because I don't have time for it tonight. However, what do we get with the aircraft? I'm looking at some pictures then. 8 liveries, custom sounds, detailed 3D model using a mix of 4 and 8K textures, openable doors and a free caster nose wheel, volumetric lights, dynamic registration, and GTN 750 compatibility. You can customize the cockpit with the EFB tablet, including features like changing the panel colors, toggling the wheel fairings, selecting a metallic or painted prop cone, and switching between the working title 530 and the PMS 750. The aircraft also supports state saving for those customizable options. Nice. It's available now. It's about $20 over on Sim Market. And the Grumman, this is probably, should be faster now than the Tomahawk. This is somewhere in between, we say, Piper and Robin, nearly. Wouldn't it? Hey, Muttley is here. Good to see you. Storm scope would be easy. Yeah, they were working on it, do you know? So we're going to check out the aircraft from BRSim next week. So if you're thinking about getting it and if you need to hold hard, well, hold hard, right? Now, moving on. Speaking of Just Flight, they've shared new development updates regarding their Airbus A300 B4 and also the Fokker 70. And well, what we have here, Just Flight released fresh updates showcasing the ongoing attention to detail on both projects. The latest update for the A300 Professional focuses on the intricate lower engineer's panel, also known as Command or CM3 position. The CM3 panel, filled with an array of switches, dials and lights, Just Flight breaks down each station and section to make sense of all the different functions. The update provides a detailed walkthrough of the panel, highlighting the electrical power and APU-driven generators, battery, AC, DC circuit gauges, even the lead air system, and it's all here. Even looking at that, I'm starting to get, dizzy. For there's many buttons and switches. But I'm looking forward to this one immensely. They said they paid special attention to the magnetic indicators and annunciator lights, creating a realistic, used but maintained look for the aircraft using the latest in physical-based rendering technology. This attention to wear and tear, along with the recreation of panel markings and schematics, aims to provide simmers with an immersive cockpit experience. Just Flight also teased a future update focusing on the upper engineer's panel. Pretty cool. Just Flight highlighted their efforts to replicate the cockpit's high-resolution textures and also integrating the various systems such as the hydraulics, flight controls and the landing gears, and capturing authentic audio of the aircraft's engines. Moving on to the Fokker 70-100 Professional, substantial exterior makeover, update showcases redrawn 8K textures, offering significantly higher fidelity. Details like rivets, screw heads, and the subtle ripples of the fuselage skin are now accurately depicted, reflecting the natural wear and tear of the aircraft with a long service history. This is pretty cool. The new textures include improvements to decals, which now retain clarity even up close. The aircraft models also feature optional bare metal cargo door latches and window frames, which are seen on some specific aircraft. Just Flight's artist team are now focusing on adding finer details to the liveries, promising even more eye-catching results. Just Flight also shared a selection of stunning new screenshots for both projects to keep an eye out for them, as we'll see more on the A300 and Fokker 70 projects in the coming weeks and months. And you got to say, 8K resolution. Like, forget the systems. They're working on the visuals here on top of a lot of systems depth, which is absolutely brilliant. Do you know what I mean? P.S. Miranda, good to see you, man. Welcome aboard. I'm looking forward to them. The Fokker, like, you talk about a classic airliner, and then the A300, they're making it so unique because it's a very, very manual aircraft. Engineer panels and all this jazz. It's going to be awesome. Cowan Simulation, the guys who make choppers, they have teased a Sikorsky S-76 helicopter for Microsoft Flight Simulator. Now, rejoice. The S-76 is a stunner, right? Cowan Simulations continue to generate excitement among the rotorcraft community, enticing us with a new release for an upcoming project. Despite their latest aircraft, the EC-130 or the H-130, which is, it looks great, but the flight model on it, or not the flight model, don't fall into that trap, Murph. How the thing flies, its characteristics.
Hello there.
I don't know, I'm not 100% comfortable with it. It's great at times, other times I'm left scratching my head. I don't know, is it me though? Do you know? Let me see now. Who is this now? Cabot, welcome in. You're very welcome aboard. Murph, not sure if you saw on their Facebook, Big Radio's also provided an update on their Jetstar. Ooh, Energizer, I didn't see it. You might kick it on to me, we have a quick gawk. Anyway, Cowan Simulations began showcasing preliminary renders of the S-76 back in August. This week, however, we get our most realistic look yet of the helicopter, with the developer releasing a preview image of the lavish cabin. Ah, Jesus! Anyone from Cavan, it's not lavish. The Sikorsky S-76 in an executive configuration. Ooh. So, well, look at the pictures here. Look at the cut of it. An S-76? Yeah, man. X-plane pilots. But wasn't that a default in X-plane? I think it was. It's a medium-sized commercial utility helicopter, being popular choice for executive transport thanks to the combination of performance and elegance. Cowan Simulation will likely offer additional variants beyond the executive, as the S-76 is available in several configurations for civilian and military roles as well, right? Told us as well, many buttons have been pressed and a presto, no medic required. Did you copy over your C drive? I knew you'd do it, Toto. Brilliant. No release date yet, but good news for our heli pilots with an S-76 on the way. Now, I can't remember if we covered this last week, but we'll cover it here. Golden Key Studio, they've released a MiG-25 Foxbat for Microsoft Flight Simulator. And GKS, another Cold War era aircraft for the sim, following on from the MiG-21 and also the F-111 Aardvark release, the studio have now launched a MiG-25. The F-111 was kind of the MiG-21 was kind of meh, right? And that's from my own use of them. However, the MiG-25, well, it looks the part. Developed by the Soviet Union in the 60s, high-speed interceptor and reconnaissance aircraft played a significant role in the Cold War tensions. It is a true icon of the Cold War. While GKS haven't released a comprehensive list of features, the official product images suggest high-quality visual modelling and texturing, probably similar to what we've seen with their other releases. Now, there's a bit of a tutorial video here, but I'll just show you this so you can actually see the thing in action. And it has that kind of typical MiG interior. When you look at the colours here, look. Isn't that absolutely mad looking? Can we listen to him here? He's probably talking to us.
Let's quickly go over the main instruments. On the central panel...
Jesus, he has a voice for radio.
You'll find the primary flight instruments. The Command Flight Instrument, KPP. The Navigation and Flight Instrument, NPP. Vertical Speed Indicator, VSI. Airspeed Indicator, and altimeter. On the left side, we've got the weapons control panel and stores management switches.
So you kind of get the idea, right? And if we want to look at the aircraft from its exterior view, well, it looks pretty, look. Not sure where we're at with the sounds, but it looks the part. Anyway, this aircraft has now been released, and you can pick it up from the InSim marketplace for about $33.99. I'm unsure, is there a weapons pack mod available? It's hard to know. But does anyone have this? In reality, it was a POS aircraft. Mr. Scoot says, Alexander Fedotov used a MiG-25 to set a world record for altitude. Jesus, 123,000 feet? What? The MiG is grand, says Batelli. Okay. Anyway, it's available now. Anyone who wants to go flying in a MiG. Moving on, 4 simmers have returned to scenery creation with Northwest Arkansas has been released. Kilo X-Ray November Alpha. This scenery, after a pause in the production since 2021, they've almost been focused on liveries since then. Four simmers have resumed its scenery work in Microsoft Flight Sim with the launch of a new airport, Northwest Arkansas. Situated in Highville, Arkansas, around 15 nautical miles northwest is it Fayetteville, and it serves the surrounding cities of Bentonville, Rogers, and Springdale. The second largest commercial airport in Arkansas, it accommodates over 45,000 annual operations, which include military, commercial, and general aviation. That's pretty mad, right? Filthy, thank you very much indeed. 30 months, my dude. Thank you very much indeed for all the support. The airport operates 2 runways, each extending over 2,600 meters. It's equipped with the ILS. The airport supports flights from airlines such as American, Delta, and United, playing a key role in the regional connectivity. Comprehensive airport modeling, PBR textures, performance optimizations, and a few other bits and bobs. I've no video to show you. Again, sceneries like this, lads, and I'm not talking, bad about scenery developers. But when it comes to these sort of sceneries, it's very hard to kind of, oh, wow, and oh, well, look at the features here, right? These are going to be mostly appealing for people who are either from that region or they want to fly to that region. That's kind of where they're at. The price tag for this, it's not bad, $12.99 US, available now in the Microsoft Flight Sim marketplace. And again, anything you're picking up in the marketplace, it's going to work just fine in 2024. Bentonville, home of Walmart. There you are. So yeah, it's just a regional airport. It looks the part though. Now, moving on, iniBuilds. They have released Johannesburg. Now, this came out last week, and it was streamed to the absolute cat's pajamas. But let's talk about it, because we're going to be checking it out here tonight, right? So Johannesburg, OR Tambo International Airport, Johannesburg in South Africa. So, what do we have here? The vibrant energy of Africa's busiest aviation hub. The meticulously crafted scenery brings Johannesburg to life with the team's typical attention to detail, offering simmers a true-to-life representation of this crucial international gateway. As the home base for South African Airways and a major connecting point for countless international and domestic routes, Johannesburg opens up a world of flying possibilities. From the long-haul flights to Europe to hopping between African destinations, it promises to provide a great backdrop. Now, there is a little video here. We'll play it. The features, you can imagine this is from iniBuilds. It also includes their ini manager, so you can turn stuff off to kind of save on your system resources. But we'll give it a blast here. I can't play the music because that's just the way the world is, lads. Do you know what I mean? But we'll crank up the old, whatchamacallit, and we'll play a bit of music here. Do I have something that might work? That's very calm or something, isn't it? We'll do Irish or Listen. We'll go with one of them. Right, let's have a look, lads. Don't press the wrong button, Murph. Now, we all know, lads, we're going to be on the hunt to see are the Skodas built into the scenery. But as we can see here from this trailer video, it looks fantastic. And, you know, anything that iniBuilds have done when it comes to their sceneries, it's a consistent, let's raise the bar a little bit. And it's awesome that they've picked a location like South Africa, because we're not exactly spoiled for scenery out there. So definitely an interesting location. We're going to be doing a group flight out of here on Friday night. Just so happens, right? Just so happens. Gibbo Ireland is here. Good to see you, Gibbo. Welcome in, my dude. So handmade ground textures, true-to-life airport landside, accurately modelled and positioned dynamic airport lighting, highly detailed models of all the airport buildings, up-to-date airport layout. It includes an official GSX profile. There's an LOD optimization that comes inside your ini manager using the latest Microsoft Flight Sim SDK features, custom static aircraft, and on and on and on. Some of the pictures look incredible. We're going to check it out here in the stream now in a little bit. This is available right now. You can pick it up for about $14.99 Great British pounds. That's about €18 or just $20, give or take. It's important to note that you need photogrammetry to be enabled for optimal performance. Bossman Gaming, it's his backyard. Max Light says, it's brilliant. Hats off to ini. There we go. But do they come to Jeppesen standards? Jesus, then, I tell you, it's like, I remember seeing, I was blown away when I saw San Antonio. And then we saw, I think it was Detroit that followed. And of course, LAX, Los Angeles. Like, they have some serious sceneries in there. But we're going to check this one out on the stream now in a bit. Now, staying with iniBuilds. Something beeped. Staying with iniBuilds. They released this teaser last week. Right, and tonight, friends, we have a little exclusive. We get to showcase 2 new photographs of an upcoming scenery that iniBuilds are working on, right? A dividend! Brilliant! But anyway, they released this. Now, does anyone have an idea what airport this is just by looking at this screenshot? I mean, you're looking at it and you're thinking, Jesus, where is that? You know? Eamon reckons it's that LOWI. Liam Oscar, oh, that Innsbruck. Hey, Grizzle is here. Good to see you. Cheeky Innsbruck, isn't it? Hamburg, no, Innsbruck. It's in the link. No, that's just them saying probably Innsbruck. Right, well, anyway, right. We'll show you some brand new photographs. So those of you who think it is Innsbruck, well, maybe you'll be thrown off your scent. Here's a brand new, exclusive, new photograph that hasn't been released to anyone outside of iniBuilds that I know of. Did you get to see it here now? Ooh, he said. Do you still think it's Innsbruck? That's the question, lads. Or maybe this is kind of, oh, Jesus, is it? We don't actually know now. Or maybe you're saying, no, it definitely is. Look at the friggin' lighting. Isn't that gorgeous? Not Johannesburg. Dougal's like, nope. Ooh. Let's see what happens. Frankfurt. Ooh. Munich. Oh, see? You've been thrown off your scent. I'm going to show you another brand new exclusive photograph. So we all started off saying, yeah, it's Innsbruck. Now we're like, ooh, maybe it's... Are we ready for the next one? Now, friends, where is it? Come on. No one else has seen these pictures. You're the first to see them. And there's a few in here, right? Where is it? I would say wrong answers only, but give us your right answers and see what you think. Yes, you've got it right. That is Dougal McTavish's living room view. Right? Bloody hell. Definitely Innsbruck. Roy thinks EDDL. It's Murphy's Lounge. Oh, could you imagine? Could you imagine, actually? God, right, do you know? That's Dougal's front room, I believe. Yes. Brazil, they have a Schengen area. Right? Mr. Two-Tone's new kitchen concept. Ah, Jesus! Adam, no! Don't even go down that road. Right, what can we see? We can see mountainous regions and windows and a runway and people. And there's a little thing over there that says departures. I can't zoom in anymore. That's all we can do with it, right? Where do we think, lads? And he's always moaning that he doesn't have enough space for his flight sim gear. What? It could be that, couldn't it? I've flown enough out of Innsbruck to recognise it. Yeah. So, iniBuilds looks like it's going to be Innsbruck. That's kind of exciting, isn't it? And it's going to work in FlightSim 2024 as well, as per the trailer. So they're brand new pictures for y'all to see, and now you know. Or maybe you don't know. Is it Aquaman Donkey's stable? Yes, it is. Right, moving on. Flightbeam have updated KSFO, the Captain's Edition. They've issued a new update for San Francisco. And 1.2 includes a number of fixes and also a new configuration option for the amount of ground clutter at the gate. It can be fiercely useful if you're using GSX vehicles. The Captain's Edition 1.2, it's available right now through Contrail. And do we have any other things here now? The lights have been accurately coloured, custom taxiway lighting has been fixed, and the new glide slope antennas that can be found at several of the runways have been put in. So a fairly decent update, free update for those who already have it. If you don't yet own it, you can pick up the flagship scenery from Flightbeam, priced at $18.95, excluding VAT. You can pick that one up through Contrail, right? And well, you can see this sort of jazz here. Look, that's what they've added in. And they have a new configuration manager as well, and there's new lighting. So if you have it, update it, right? If you don't have it, maybe you would consider it. There's some really good, there's two. Flightbeam have done a great one. And was it BM World? I think they did the other one for San Francisco. I think it was, right? I think it was. Now, in other words, in other news, MK Studios are sharing Lisbon version 2 previews. We've been asking MK Studios for an update on the Lisbon airport, and while the developer announced to be working on a version 2 back in January, but we haven't seen much news since. Until now, that is. MK Studios sharing its first previews of their Lisbon version 2 scenery. While the previews don't necessarily give much away just yet, we do get a look at the part of the terminal that appears to feature high-resolution textures, a custom jetway, and ground clutter. Lisbon's version 2 currently scheduled to release sometime at the end of October. Now, MK Studios, when they do a version 2, they tend to charge you for a version 2. Or at least they did it to us in Dublin. We're Irish, we haven't directs, and then they go around and charge us for it, right? But they are building things from the ground up. There's very few, and I think, lads, I could be wrong, but like, there's not as many assets in version 2 of Dublin that were used in version 1. They did a lot of remaking stuff, I think. So hopefully it's going to be the same there. Do you know what I mean? We'll have to wait and see. Now, there's been an update to SoFly. I can't speak. SoFly have updated Eco Soundscapes to version 2. And it brings with it performance improvements and fixes based on some user feedback. Version 2 is now available. And the update sounds will now play at the appropriate locations. Because a lot of the time just didn't, even under complex circumstances. It includes global coverage rather than the location-based coverage that the tool previously offered. Furthermore, EcoSoundscape's version, it aims to fix all the performance issues with the program, making for a much better user experience. There's now no more performance issues. Sounds will play in their proposed location without fail. Sounds will be quieter inside the cockpit compared to the external views. Sounds from the control panel will play anywhere in the world. Sounds will play without needing to first open the control panel. Faster initialization when loading your sim, and loads of bug fixes. So anyone who grabbed that, it's very, very good. There are some scenery developers, they include sounds. We've seen this with Juzveki, I think. When you're moving into hangars, you can hear the hangar sounds, and then you move up to like the tower, you can hear tower ATC sounds. It's really, really good. Eco Sounds kind of do the same, but they've changed it. Like they have city urban sounds, they have like forested sounds. There's a ton of stuff going on there. So it is an interesting project. There's an update for it there now. So good stuff out of them. I saw this briefly. SimBit World releasing a grand tour for Microsoft Flight Sim, designing your own tours and you're being able to share them. Now, this is kind of like you can create your own sort of trips or journeys or tours, share them with the community, and this will track them. You can go flying together, or you can whatever you want. Anyone who's familiar with FS Hub, kind of like FS Hub, but you have to pay for it. Let's figure it out a little bit more. A key feature of the Grand Tour is its focus on community interaction. Users can browse through a continuously expanding list of community-created tours, participate in multiplayer flights, and share their own creations with other virtual pilots. Users are also able to rate and comment on each other's tours. Tour design and sharing. You can design your own tour and share them with the community. Tours can be paused, resumed, or restarted, allowing flexibility in how users choose to complete their journeys. It features community-created tours, tracking and progress. It'll track your flight, monitor the progress in a detailed logbook, and it awards points based on the flight length, aircraft type, and other undisclosed factors. Points contribute to the user's level, with titles unlocked at certain milestones. And of course, it gives you flight tracking. Not started, departure, en route, and arrival, and the system automatically transitions between each stage of flight. It has SimBrief integration, points and leveling system, and there's a couple of extra things like, there's a light and dark theme, auto update, and an active Discord integration for their community interaction. The mechanics of it, the software automatically tracks the user's flight in real time, monitoring its status from departure to arrival. Users must position their aircraft at the starting location. Points are rewarded for each completed flight based on several criteria. You can pick this up now for $16.92 through Contrail, or join vFlyteAir for free. We do all the same and better. Well, yeah, we do, right? But look, if it's something that you don't want to do with a virtual airline and you want to create kind of your own kind of different tours or whatever else, you can create it inside this little program and you can then kind of just share them out. It'll package them and share them out for you. Yeah, neat. But it is released, and these are the guys who brought you A Pilot's Life. They're the same devs behind it, right? SimBit World, a grand tour from A Pilot's Life, right? Maxim, good to see you. Thank you very much indeed, man. Yeah, it is awesome. It works with airliners, helis, and GA as well. So there are options there. But if you're looking at it thinking, hey, look, as I said, vFlyteAir does all this for free. Just saying, just saying. Now, moving on, we're checking this one out tonight. Rex, they have released Atmos, a comprehensive tool to customize atmospheric visuals in your Microsoft Flight Simulator. We're going to check this one out tonight. Following the announcement a few weeks ago, Rex Simulations released their next add-on called Rex Atmos. The visual enhancement utility promises to transform the skies in Microsoft Flight Sim, offering users advanced control over the atmospheric rendering and also your visual fidelity. It makes extensive use of lighting to change the way the skies look by manipulating a range of factors it aims to fix for the many ways Flight Sim 2020 incorrectly depicts the atmosphere. It seems quite similar to what the Microsoft Flight Sim team are building for 2024, which may be why Rex has decided to price Atmos at a lower price point than expected. Comprehensive customization, real-time rendering, wide compatibility, and there's no destructive implementation. Think of this, lads. I have to say, think of this as kind of like an NVIDIA filter. Kinda. But we'll mess around with it here now in a few minutes, and we'll show you. It also does other things. It'll enhance the clouds. You can make the clouds bigger, smaller, sharper, softer. You can do all this sort of stuff as well. And then it has Rayleigh scattering, and it has ozone functions that you can change the colours and the tones of how the ozone layer kind of looks. I'll go through all the UX with you. It's priced at $14.50. And as I said, we're going to check it out here now, see what you think about it. It's a PC-only add-on. Who knows if it'll get to Xbox, but it's PC at the moment. Now, WinWing, they've announced the full-size Airbus EFIS panel for home cockpit enthusiasts, and the new product aims to provide realistic Airbus cockpit experience, continuing WinWing's lineup of the components. We did see the main panel come out, the EFIS panel, that came out. How long ago was that? It's a while now, right? And I have it, and I love it. I think it's great. But now they're bringing out the new bits and bobs for them, mainly with the EFIS. So you can get a left and a right, or a left or a right, you know. And they're around €85, I think. Full-size design, encoder accelerated model, ADF VOR switches, SATA expansion port. It also takes a single USB plugging into the other unit. So I don't think it takes up any USB off your main unit, right? Compatibility is going to work on all the Airbus A320 models, and that other program that Ali put me onto, which is called, what's it called? More to the point, where did I hide it? Where did I hide the devil? Is it in here? Moby Flight. I can get this panel now working on any aircraft, which is really handy, right? Sizzling and Popcorn, good to see you. I find it funny all these add-ons come as Microsoft Flight Sim is just days away. Atmos and Orbex 3D trees, 100%. 100%. Gibbs says, Murph, I just caught up and saw you talking about 24 at the start. What do you make of the news that third-party aircraft won't be possible in missions? Could harm its longevity? Yeah, I think so. So, what they were saying about third-party aircraft, it kind of goes back to what the SDK lads were talking about. They were saying, like, if there's a banner mission, well, your aircraft has to conform to certain rules. It needs enough power, it needs to be able to tow that certain weight, and if it can't do it, it just won't work, right? But a question came in from the chat, well, what about third-party aircraft from outside of the marketplace? What about those? They said initially, no, they won't work, because they can't verify if they're going to work or not. Huh? So, let's say, for example, you want to do a search and rescue mission. Now, I'm not saying this is going to be the case. Chances are this won't be the case. I'm just going to use this as an example. Say, for example, you want to do a search and rescue mission with your high-performance group H60. Well, the H60, if it's not in the marketplace, it probably won't work. So that is going to have a bit of an issue. If, for example, you're in career mode and now you want to do your airliner flying and you want to take something like the PMDG 777, well, that's not going to work inside the career mode, or at least it won't work yet. Maybe they'll do something afterwards. We don't know. But it looks as if they're going to be sticking to just what's in the marketplace right now. Now, bearing in mind, the sim is going to come with, like, you know, at the highest level, 125 aircraft. There's going to be enough there to keep us busy. But if you have your favorite aircraft now and, you know, all you want to do is try this in career mode, you can't. What do we call that? Is it short-sightedness? Is it missed opportunity? Is it safe? We're going to have to find out. Some of the comments was, you might be able to, but not yet. I'm kind of leaning hopeful that they'll sort it out quickly. Who knows what devs can do once they get that SDK? And remember, they don't have it yet. They were saying October 21st before devs get their hands on the SDK. So, yeah. Sounded like they said yes and no, says Energizer. There's a little bit, yeah. B. Carlo, good to see you. Finally got your internet back. Brilliant. Rio, thank you very much indeed for following the channel. But yeah, like, give us some of the things on it, as I was saying. Like, Jesus, you know, some of the things they're going to bring in with the SDK are incredible. Really exciting to think, Jesus, you know, devs are able to do all of this stuff natively now. Some of the other stuff was like, they won't be able to make anything. Right, so there's kind of a balance in between it. Arch, we are waiting patiently. Yeah, do you know, 21st of October is when they said. So they've been plugging career mode as a big upgrade, so it's a big part of the sim. So third-party planes need to work, says Sterling. They'll need to sort that, I think. I think so. I think so. Did I understand that the SDK is only for partners, or will hobby devs available? So they're making the SDK available right now for anyone who's on the marketplace already. They call them their marketplace partners. So that's anyone who currently has their products live in the marketplace. They should be getting access to the SDK on October 21st. Everyone else will be getting the SDK when the sim launches. But it also has to be noted, those getting the SDK on the 21st of October, it's an alpha build of an SDK. It's an alpha. It's not even a beta. It's an alpha. So it's pretty much, here it is, lads. This is the direction we're going. Let's see what you can do with it. I think that's the idea, right? But your add-ons will work natively in Flight Sim 2024 based on how they work at the moment in 2020. For the most part, right? That's the idea. The sim will detect it. You're a 2020? Grand. This is what you're going to do. Anything for 2024 must be a native 2024 product. So we'll have to wait and see. My hope is, if they turn around and, it's launch day and you can load in your favorite aircraft, be it the Phoenix or, a PMDG or whatever, and you jump in, you say, I want to do my normal flight, I'm going to go from Dublin to friggin' Heathrow, right? The hope is it'll work exactly as it does now in 2024. If that works, I think we're going to be okay for a little while, because we're okay. We don't need to freak out. If that doesn't work, and then you kind of compound it with you're restricted on the aircraft you can choose in a career mode or in a mission or whatever, that's going to change the horizon, I think, completely. That'll be, right, where's my pitchfork? Blow the dust off it and, right, could happen. But anyway, Rex Atmos, WinWing have announced the full-size gadget. Where's the price? Availability, October 8th is when you can buy this, or at least do your pre-order of this. And if you're buying it from the United States, it's around $90. From the UK, it's about £90. The Euro site is 81, and it's the smaller of the panels you're getting. But it does feature a couple of things. Flight director, landing system, constraints, waypoint, all that jazz. Range is going to be there, and also your barrow. It's a must, isn't it? I mean, if you already have the center panel, you're going to want one or maybe two of these. Complete the look. Do you know? Now, staying with hardware, Jesus, there's loads of news tonight. That's the time. We're going to be busy. Verpal have launched the Kickstarter for the new advanced flight sim yoke. They need $200,000. That's how much they need. They're at 50 grand when I looked at it last night. They need $200,000, right? Now, I love Verpal controls. As in, I use the gear. I have the Warbird and I have the Mongoose, and I think they're really nice. They're powerful, they're effective, and they're the jazz. I just think this is an opportunity missed because, well, there's no force feedback. They want to bring a brand new product into the market without having force feedback. It's an unfortunate thing. I still think this hardware is going to be very, very good. They're talking about interchangeable parts, not only for the yokes, but also the panels behind the yokes. Things like your mag switches, engine startup, landing gear. You'll be able to change all those panels around, that's nice, right? But I just think we got to be moving more closer to force feedback, because that's kind of where we need to go with the sim. Immersion and all this sort of jazz. And if they can do so, and it's, if we can do so and it's relatively priced, not mad money, I think a lot of people will buy it. Verpal have already established themselves as a very, very good hardware manufacturer. And I think anyone that has Verpal, you know the crack, lads. It's good gear. It's very good gear. But did they miss an opportunity? Right? There's no force feedback for me. It's a standard axis. Now it does go to friggin' 90 degrees, so it's a full turn on your yoke. I don't know. Let's see how the Kickstarter plan goes. There's no doubt this is going to be premium kit. I just think they missed a bit of an opportunity is all. Now, Orbex, they've updated their DCS Cola map. We'll just cover on this briefly. But Orbex, they've been relatively quiet, which is usually a good thing. It means developers are busy. But we have some updates here on their massive map that they brought into the sim. And you can see some here. They reworked a whole load of textures. They've added in new assets. They've done stuff to the mountains and basically how everything is rendered. This makes me very excited because when it comes to DCS, outside of the phenomenal combat and the aircraft modelling and the sounds and all the jazz that DCS does, right? It always lacked, at least I've always felt, DCS has always lacked when it came to the scenery. It was a little bit kind of, meh. Some of the scenery packs have been very, very, very good as they get along, right? But Orbex kind of specialise in this. This is their gig, right? So it's good to see third-party developers creating scenery for DCS. This is a good thing. And the Cola map is friggin' huge. It's a massive, it's a massive map. Anyway, they've done a number of updates to it. If you have it, now's the time to get it updated. It looks the part. The scenery itself, it's available at 20% discount during the early access stage, and then it's going up to $55.99. Now, that could be Australian. So it's probably, 35 or 40 bucks. But, yeah. Any news on DCS Pepsi mask? Couldn't tell you. The update to that map was a good 100 gigs, says Energizer. Jesus. Energizer, do you use it? Is it any good?
Hey, good, buddy.
'Cause I don't have it. And I don't have time for it just yet. Jesus Hodge, thank you very much indeed. More buttons being pressed. Welcome aboard. Right, last but not least, lads, this page won't load correctly. Nothing I can do, but I have to tell you this. On the 5th and 6th of October, there will be 24 hours of VATSIM. This is huge, right? And to get I can't zoom in. All the airports that are up and running.
Good, buddy.
Johannesburg is there. Bloody hell, there's loads of them. Brussels is there. Chicago. LA. YPAD. That's Sydney. Or Melbourne. Where else we have? Shannon is there as well. So basically, there's 24 hours of VATSIM, and that's going to launch on the 5th and 6th of October, which is this coming weekend. So there's going to be tons of VATSIM coverage online this weekend. Even Athens is there. So you're going to get 24-hour coverage, 20 legs spread around the globe between the 5th and 6th of October. So huge news. Awesome stuff for VATSIM. Now, it is time for showing off an aircraft. And I'm not late, you're late. So Jesus, right, we'll have to go through this fairly lively. This is the vFlyteAir Piper Twin PA30.
Jesus.
PA30, it's a Twin Comanche, right? vFlyteAir have been producing aircraft over an X-plane for many years. We have strived to ensure a high standard flight model, always produced with rigorous testing by our team of real-world pilots and owners, plus a variety of features including avionics options to suit different users. Time and time again, we've been pleased to receive positive feedback from our customers who appreciate the attention to detail. In more recent times, the company has evolved in response to customer wishes. We started looking at bringing our fleet into Microsoft Flight Simulator. As a result, we're proud to announce the release of our first product, the PA30 Twin Comanche. After more than a year's work, we've completely redeveloped the Twin Comanche, taking the existing 3D model and producing new textures and modelling to suit the high-fidelity lighting and graphic options inside Microsoft Flight Sim. The cabin and panel have likewise been reworked. This is an analog panel version of the Twin, which includes support for the TDS GTN 750. We will be looking to bring the glass panel options present in our X-Plane 12 Twin Comanche as a future upgrade. The instrument panel reflects the original 1960s setup with a Century 2B autopilot. We're especially grateful to Frank Brunot, one of our new team member, a pilot with years of experience and owner of a Twin Comanche who's provided massive insight. So what do we get? We get an accurately modelled PA30 Twin built using real-world aircraft plans and comprehensive photography. Numerous animations, 4K textures, PBR, detailed normal mapping, full ground service support, and a fully supported for the visual icing effects. The cockpit, a truly 3D cockpit right down and accurately modelled seatbelts, cockpit textures, dimmable instrument radios, simulated electrical systems, generator power in the steam gauge model depends on RPM. You can try this by switching off the battery master when the engine is running and then observe the ammeter change when you switch off various devices. So they've done more than just made a little airplane. They've coded this, right? Some of the avionics, it will be using the TDS GTNs, including the 750 and 650. They also have the Garmin 530. It has a Bendix King KX155 radio, the GTX 330 transponder, and of course the classic Century 2B autopilot. Yoke-mounted flight timer clock, developed using the latest standards. The Twin features a native WI sound pack taking full advantage of the new capabilities. Huh. Faithfully recreated based on high-fidelity recordings of a real-life PA-30. It comes with an absolute ton of liveries. There's loads of them, 26, and a PSD paint kit, which is included. Flight dynamics have been recorded accurate with real-world performance and handling data, and also input from real-world twin pilots. Okay, the price of this Mohawkie here in euro is about 36 quid. That's with VAT. It's about $35, I would say. $35, give or take, right? Let's have a look, friends. Now, you might say, Murphy, your lighting looks very different. It does. This is default Microsoft Flight Sim lighting. It's going to make some people very happy. Other people, not so much. So what can we tell you about this aircraft looking at it? Well, straight away, it's all about, well, how good does it look on the ground, friends? So we're going to be looking at some textures here, right? So the modeling isn't bad. It's not the best I've seen. So if you look very closely, there's kind of like, there's a lot of straight lines. See that sort of jazz? A lot of straight lines in this, right? And as we move on the leading edge of the wing, again, you can just kind of see, you know, there is detail back there, but that's very X-plane kind of detail. It's not bad. It is detailed, right? But if you look at the texture work, I mean, kind of where the screws are, you know. Where the wing kind of comes onto the main fuselage, there's definitely a visual uh-oh here. They didn't notice that. It could be just with delivery. But again, it's a little bit rough and ready. Same here, some of the detail with rivets. So they've done some rivets, just not all rivets, right? Delivery is nice, but again, you don't want to be too up close. And especially kind of the detail here, you don't want to be too up close. From a distance though, I mean, it looks beautiful. Looks very, very nice. Our old Hartzell props here now. The spinners as well, yeah, they look fine. Nothing mad to report on there. Looking at the main wing joined onto the fuselage here, yeah, relatively good job. Again, there's nothing to write home about. The rivets underneath look a little bit kind of painted on. That's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Detail on the landing gear is quite good. Brake lines coming down. The tires look really good. The landing gear strut itself and the hydraulics connected to it and the gear stuff. There's good old detail in here, look. So yeah, there's a lot of nice detail going on here. And bearing in mind, like, these lads came, or they come from X-plane. So getting to see these sort of aircraft realized in Microsoft Flight Sim from the visuals alone, it's pretty good. This is pretty good, right? So I think visually, the model, yeah, the model's good. Textures, they're all right. PBR is there, and like, it doesn't seem overdone. You know, there's a couple of straight lines on the model. And the PBR, it's shiny in places, probably a little bit much, especially when like some of the textures are trying to tell you that it's not as shiny as you think. And then you have this sort of crack when you do get fairly up close to it. It's like, but you know what I mean. For a first entry into Microsoft Flight Sim, there ain't nothing wrong with this. There's nothing wrong with this. So let us jump into the cockpit and let's see what the story is in here. Well, sound like there's power on, but there shouldn't be. Put all these back to 0. So, right, let's look at the top glare. There's a weird kind of a texture going across the top here. It's a little bit X-planey. But again, it's not bad, right? It's not bad. The main panel, instruments, a little bit on the reflective side, but everything seems to be exactly where it is. Lovely details on the yoke, click spots, so it is functional. Park and brake, that works. There's good sounds on this as well, at least from the interior. Master battery switch, go ahead and power this one on. Instrument lights, can't seem to mess with those yet. Beacon light, generators, let's not touch them just yet. Down onto the floor here, what do we have? Okay, emergency gear extension, fuel tank selectors. Sounds are a little bit hit and miss. Circuit breakers, and they're modelled, so that's good, right? What else do we have here? So we have our trims, we have our cowl flaps. Open them up. Heater switches. No sounds for those. Air temperature. No sounds on those. What else do we have here? Avionics. Electrical. Couple of in-off buttons. And what else do we have here? Left hand side. We have mag switches, starters, and the writing there is actually pretty crap now, to be fair. Mag, and fuel pump. Okay, so we're right and left. Right side fuel pump coming aboard. And we'll go for a start on the right hand side first. Up at the top, working light switch. That's our pitch trim. That's a blower, that's nice. Door opening. Okay, not too bad, not too bad. Seatbelts look the job, don't they? Right, let's see what happens here when we try to start her up. So, prop full, open the throttle a small bit, mixture fully rich. And we're going to go for a start on the right hand side. Nav and beacon are up and running. Mags 1 and 2. And we shall engage the right starter. Clear prop. Little bit hollow. No change of sounds. What's wrong with the sounds? Do I have headphone mode on? External sounds aren't bad. Inside, they're not great. Alright. Mag, fuel. And we'll start the, we'll start it on the left engine. Okay, so the window doesn't do anything. There's a lovely initial kind of startup. Internally, we'll give it the beans now in a moment. Let's continue on to get our aircraft set up here. So let's have a look. Generators, stick them on. Avionics. When did I last do this? Here we go. There's a couple of switches here not working. I'm trying to rotate that, but it doesn't seem to work. Okay. Instrument lights are working there, though. Right, let's have a listen to the sounds outside. Mind your ears now. We'll give it the beans. Are we ready? Right. The sounds are not good. So this needs an update because they're after getting them wrong. They're just not good sounds. So whatever way they've implemented the sounds, they made a complete dog's dinner of it. Let's try now. Prop drop. Engine sounds aren't great. Sounds like a 4-stroke RC plane, too much high end. There's no bass. You're 100% right, Jeff. There's no bass. And like, do you hear that weirdness? Do you know what's wrong? They've used the wrong configuration in WYs. That's on the prop sync.
Can I get a refund?
Oh dear. I'm learning so much about the Irish language. It sounds like a load of blue bottles. Yeah, it's not great at all. Avi mate, good to see you. Yeah, Jesus, the sounds aren't great at all. Sure they're not. They'll need to fix that. I'm sure they will fix it because, like, there's no way they listened to the sounds on their side and said, yeah, they're quite acceptable. I reserve this word, you know, I keep it for those that need it. But the sounds on this, lads, they're shite. So let's hope they fix that. Jeez, the prop animation there is a bit strange, isn't it? So I can't seem to angle the prop at all. Yeah, no, it is though. The sounds are not good. Like in the model, it's not bad looking. It's nice. Do you know what I mean? And I want to love this plane because, well, vFlyteAir, they make beautiful stuff. And I know the developer, like he's a Ukrainian, I think. He's over that neck of the woods. So like developing aircraft is not going to be easy. But like, Jesus lads, who's checking your planes before you friggin' sell them? And like, I got this on SimMarket. Why aren't SimMarket checking this stuff out? Let's have a look on SimMarket. 3 out of 5. Let's have a listen. Let's have a read. Would expect a few updates over time. Right now it's pretty good. Some textures are average. I suppose it's expected from a 7-year-old model in the gadget. He didn't say anything about the sounds though. We need more updates for various functions. The aircraft looks great as modeled well. Typical elevator, super touchy. Ailerons, lot of tweaking and updates. No one's saying nothing about the sounds. I wonder if the sounds so... I don't know. The engine sounds aren't terrible. They could use a bit of work. It's apparently that they're on a loop. But most annoying at all, I get constant audible wind shear alerts. Huh? It's a shame because it looks pretty. Lots of period accurate liveries. Yeah. End of the first paragraph. I like the sounds. Well, now, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Because it's just download it, install it, and fly it. And it's not like the sounds aren't working. How can you like them sounds? They're shite sounds. But anyway, let's not get bogged down with whose sounds are bad. I hope there's a fix for that. Flap sounds are good. Animations are good. Like, look at the control surfaces. Everything's working fine. Right. Drive it on there now. Jesus, where am I going? Drive it on there now and we try and just, you know what I mean? No simulated people were hurted in the production of this live stream. Bloody hell, this is a big airport. I had to be A2A and just fight in terms of GA. Are you going to write to him about it? I will. John says, I had the same experience with the sounds. The sound are the same for Bossman as well. I remember this being pretty good in X-Plane. Right, Dougal? It really was. This was like, oh yeah, vFlyteAir, yes. I will be confident they'll fix this. They don't put out these sort of products on X-Plane. Like, they don't. They actually put out pretty decent add-ons over in the world of X-Plane. I have a ton of them. Let's see how it flies though, right? The Microsoft Flight Sim variant was made by which was made only by the designer. Ah. Jesus, look at the hill here in Johannesburg. Holy crap, look at the hill getting onto the runway. Alright, let's see what we do here now. Oh, that sound is terrible. Pop sync off for takeoff. Ah, we'll fit out the side there now. Right, our lights are on. Don't worry about that else, lads. Right, let's see what we can do. Mind your ears now. You know. Scouts or Gaz, thank you for the follow. Right, power coming in. The sounds don't work. That's full power. Hello? $70 knots. 80 knots, we've got light. Upsy daisy. Oh, you divil. Positive rate. Gear coming up. She a little bit twitchy. Yeah, the pitch is off completely. The pitch is way off. Flaps in. The pitch is just too sensitive, I think. Yeah, sounds are bad. It's a great looking model. It's a little bit happy on the pitch. I mean, that's like tiny inputs. Yeah, this needs work, lads. Who are you calling a sensitive? Pitch with a P. P for Papa. You know. Slow as well. Oh, we're doing 150 miles an hour. I mean, why is the clock going backwards? Did you notice the clock started ticking backwards there? No. Who knows? What's the price tag? About 30 bucks. About 30 bucks. All right, let's do a quick test-a-rooney on the engine, shall we? Right, kill the left engine. See, there's good sounds in there. You can hear the engine choking away. Right, I feathered that engine, so this prop on the right-hand side should now stop, which it has. Okay, that's pretty decent. And there is adverse kind of, you know, torque on the aircraft. There goes the prop again, so yeah, okay. For 30 quid, oh yeah, 100% lads.
Oh, Jesus.
For 30 bucks, I would expect an awful lot more. An awful lot more. Right, let's take it in for a mad landing here on somewhere we shouldn't land. Look at the reflection sitting off it though, it's nice. And like the gear animation, all of this, it's pretty. If they can fix the sounds and if they can tweak the pitch, because the roll feels about right, it's heavy, but the pitch is like, hello. Pitch is wrong, like completely wrong, right? So it needs some fixes for sure. Drop at the flaps. And we're just going to put this down because I wanted to check out the scenery before we jump over then to the Sierra. Coronado stock was 30 bucks, just saying. Yeah, but like Coronado's sounds were better than this ailerons. Also, Jesus, good evening ailerons. How are you, man? Like,
Oh, Jesus.
the pitch is all over the shop. I mean, look. Yeah, it's shagged. Lads, if you're thinking about buying this, hold. Let there be an update.
I'm in a glass case of emotion.
Like, there's beautiful work here on reflections and stuff. Like, it's nice. What's it like at nighttime? Well, here's another thing. These buttons down here don't work. So, like, you know, your lighting stuff, there is a cursor on them to move, but they don't move, look. No. No. No, that works. And that one doesn't work. So the lighting doesn't work on the inside either. Now we do have a floodlight. I mean, it's like a 1990s friggin' TV set, isn't it? All we need is like white noise sound. Do you remember when you fall asleep? You wake up the next morning. Jesus, what was I watching last night? That's supposed to be a light. The Ring. Jesus. Yeah, they need to fix that. And external lights. Their external lights are actually done pretty good. They're good. They certainly illuminate. Here's all the lights working now, but you can't control them. Oh, wait, you can. Oh, look, now they're working. All right, okay, so the lights work, lads. Which means I wonder Is there something I can do with the sounds? No. Nothing we can do with the sounds. Okay, the lighting isn't too bad. It's not too bad. So there we have it. The Twin Comanche from vFlyteAir. It needs a lot of work, lads. Unfortunately, this needs a lot of work. And I reckon there's good sounds in there. You know, a technical term for it is... No, it is. When it comes to the sounds, unfortunately, it's shite. They need to fix that. Because it is their first foray into Microsoft Flight Simulator. And I want it to be good because I do like vFlyteAir. I just like the aircraft they've made. And they have a substantial hangar. You know, they have a lot of products. So it would be great to get more in. Now, while we're here, lads, we just so happen to be on the ground at Johannesburg. This is the new release from iniBuilds, right? So, when it comes to the features of this thing, like, bloody hell. Handmade ground textures with crisp, bespoke texture sets, true-to-life airport landside recreation, accurately modelled and positioned dynamic airport lighting, highly detailed models of all the airport buildings and objects and the surroundings, up-to-date airport layout, LOD optimizer in the ini manager. Let's just double check that actually, because do I have everything turned on full whack? Johannesburg. Yep, she on full whack there. There we go. Right, let's go exploring, right? Let's go exploring. How's the scene looking? Because I'm not using my filter, so I'm terribly worried everything looks a bit mad. We'll go with something like this, right? And, well, let's start at the beginning. Jesus. There's the Emperor's Palace.
Time to pull the big switch, good buddy.
They've added some stuff in. Fliggity is here. Good to see him, my dude. Hope you had an awesome stream. Were you drumming or were you flying? Welcome in. Hope you're well. Welcome in, Raiders. Very happy Wednesday to you. Hope you're all keeping well. Ford Alert to Fly is here. Hey, Howard. Good to see you, man. Thank you very much indeed. Very kind of you. We're here checking out iniBuilds.
Hello there.
The new airport from iniBuilds, Johannesburg. And I'm out looking around places that they've just added on, as in like additional scenery. This is just the additional stuff, right? We're getting on the airport side of things there now. Can anyone name the airplane? And don't say Bob. It's not Bob. Private Pile. Great name. Welcome in. Joey Bolo is here. Welcome in. Devious Fusion. Good to see you, man. Saxman Jones. Party is here. Nice. Thank you very much indeed for the raid. Man, Z Fox, welcome in.
Hello there.
What was Fliggity doing? Was he gigging? Was he out in the drums? Now, there's scale here to this airport. I don't even know where we begin. So I wanted to start us off out kind of on, you know, on the land side as opposed to the air, right? No, Drummond, you were flying into Lukla. Oh, BJ, it's great to see you, man. I hope you're very well. Welcome in, everybody. Thank you so much indeed for the raid. And as I said, we're checking out iniBuilds' airport. And well, I'm trying to figure it out because the scale here is huge. Train stations, there's a lot going on here, right? Like, what I love about this, it's the sheer amount of detail you're getting, and like, look at the size of the airport, right? Like, just for scale alone, the place is massive, isn't it? It's massive. And there's tons of stuff going on here. So let's see, we'll scroll in here now, because that appears to be a hotel. Bit of scenery pop coming in, bit of LOD stuff. Yes. Is it a hotel? Looks like a hotel. Let's see here now. Just want to make sure this is working the way it should be. Is this working the way it should be? We'll soon find out. There's no one Murphy now. Have I two things installed at once? I don't think so. Just wait now. TL3000 The Sirius ready for takeoff will be available tomorrow, lads. The FS Reborn Sirius is on the way. Nice. Great news. Jesus, look at it here, look. Scroll down there now, don't hit your head. Okay. Look at the size of the friggin' concourse. It's massive. That's pretty cool. I wonder what the night lighting is like. Check out the night lighting. Ooh, yes. Oh, that's very nice. We're on the Travelator now. Nothing to be worried about at all. Yes. Easy now. Easy. It looks right. Bossman, sure, Bossman, you're in this neck of the woods. What am I saying? There's a man with a plaster. Another fella on the phone. Jesus, look at the detail here, look. Sweet. Look at the size of the concourse. Isn't it massive? I go down to the very bottom here now. Shukunk. There's a lot going on here. It's a huge airport, isn't it? The scale. Right, bring it back to a bit of daytime here. Here we go. Okay. So on the air side, tons of vehicles, loads of static aircraft, all the gates, all the jetways. 787 from BA. South Africa. I love the liveries. Are they cool? Now let's venture further in. There's got to be Skodas. There's got to be Skodas. Look at the road network coming in here. Look. Listen, I don't see any Skodas yet. Oh, let's see. More cars. Wait now. Is it a... No, it's not a Skoda. It's a Volks. It's close. It's a Volks. Wait. No Skodas yet, lads. No Skodas yet. Ah, brilliant! Look at it found right there at number 7. It's a Skoda. Ah, brilliant! Fantastic. So there's the international airport, OR Tambo International Airport. Jeez, it's huge. Can we go in here? Trains. Look at the scale of the place. Is this... I know. I want to make sure this is... You know what I'm like if I'm missing stuff. Remember the last time I loaded in scenery and it didn't work right? Do we have comparative pictures?
Oh, Jesus.
No, don't be getting too excited. Photogrammetry is working, isn't it? Although in saying that, it says it needs photogrammetry. Yeah, it looks alright. Or is it up on a jack because it's broken down? Don't know. He was about to cancel the sponsorship. Drummer, good to see you. Right now. Great detail there. The Intercontinental. That looks very fancy, doesn't it? Let's see here now. No, I think we're good. I think we're good. Bloody hell, here's more of the airport. City Lodge Hotel. More Skodas. This is brilliant news. Brilliant news. Isn't it just... The scale is mad, isn't it? Just look what the fueling station is. It's all raised up. That's nuts, isn't it? That's pretty mad. Why the flag's not moving? Maybe they don't move. Multi-story car parks. Is this all the terminal here? I think it is, look. Like the scale of this is huge. That's pretty. Can we get in here and see what's happening? No. So they have terminal. Oh yeah, here we go. Look. Ah yes. There you go. Okay, we're looking good. Out of Africa. It's out of Africa. Just love the designs. What's the let's have a look here now. Let's again look at the old night lighting. Yeah, the night lighting is done well, isn't it? So even when we come over here looking out onto the ramp, it'd be different if you have like loads of aircraft moving around and doing the stuff. Do you know what I mean? There's a lot of stuff going on out there. There's a ton of clutter. Like, we'll have to give it some weather as well. Spot on. Tambo is amazed to get around. The road system is weird. I got lost twice. There you go, lads. We have a native of South Africa here who uses this airport, and if he's telling us this is spot on, it's spot on. It is spot on, right? The interior is huge. It's just vast. And then it's like, okay, well, we'll stop there. That's like, what do they call that? Parallax, isn't it? All right, we're back outside again. Let's have a look. And that's pretty cool looking, isn't it? Look at that. That's class looking. Plenty of detail there, isn't there? And like, again, like for the friggin' scale of it, and there's stuff across the way we have to look at as well, even the tower. So this is, well, what have we got here? Cargo, I suppose. Isn't it huge? That's the old LOD popping in. And imagine then we have maintenance down here, do we? Let's see now. Yes. What do you reckon, lads? It's a huge airport. It's like the scale of this thing. It's so spread out as well. Like they've tidied up the road going around it. Like look how far the airport actually stretches around the whole area. It's pretty mad. It's nearly as big as me hands. Emperor's Palace. That's an interesting looking place. Couple of South African A340s they look like, isn't it? Yep. More stuff. There's some cars popping in. Skodas. Ah, brilliant! International Mail Centre. What's up here now? Greenhouses. Interesting. Look at the terrain though. Look at the slope getting onto the runway. Isn't that mad? That's proper steep like. And even like look at the taxiway here. Look at the slope in the taxiway. Jesus. What's the main runway like? I love the way like that's so cool. Like people think runways are like, you know, perfectly level. They're like up and down all over the shop. Okay, what's over the far side now? That's my little plane there. So here's a tower. The LOD is a little bit on the old hectic side trying to load in, isn't it? I wonder is that because I'm moving fast or what? I don't know. Right, let's have a look at the tower. Life and legacy of Oro Tambo, 100 years. That's pretty cool. Yeah, look, they've modelled the tower as well. Look at the scale though. Like, look at the size of this place. It is huge. Johannesburg. The tower's done really well, isn't it? Air traffic and navigation services. Is there any fancy lights on this thing? No. Just a tower. Need to check out the ground textures now at when it's wet as well, right? So there's more to see. Let's go over. Gonna fly my little you're 152 here. There's a little bit of pop-in machinery stuff. I imagine they'll fix that, or maybe that's a setting, or maybe it's because I have the cache turned on. Look at the scale of the place. It's huge. is this looks a little bit kind of military, but is it military? Salenta Aviation. Hangar number 2. Nice. Chemair or Samair. Was there not just a wall there? No. Something just disappeared. There is. Okay, so there might be one or two things just with scenery pop in. I'll let them know about it. It's vast. It's just huge. Yeah, there's weirdness going on with some scenery pop in. Do you guys see that? Is it an LOD thing? Yeah, there could be an LOD thing going on. Bidvest Logistics. There's going to be a day, Eddie Stobart, there's going to be a day, right, that you'll be able to just say, ah, there's my truck, and then off we go truck simming. It's going to happen. Yeah, it's like an aggressive LOD thing trying to pop in scenery. But that could be the settings. And then we have the road network. It's absolutely huge. It's a massive runway as well. What have we got over here now? Is this kind of more cargo-y stuff? See here now. Ramble over. Menzies, FedEx. Yeah, so this is kind of your sky handling partner people. What's on the far side of it? Yeah, loading bays, trucks, all that sort of jazz. Yeah, that's pretty cool, isn't it? It's huge. I can't get over the scale. Right, we need to check out what the reflections are. And this should be done nice because they look like spill lights, right? They are spill lights. Right, make it rain, Murph. Let's have a look now. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Morning dew, I think, works. Yes. Loads of clouds, loads of rain. Yeah, that's pretty good now, not going to lie, that's pretty good. I love the reflections on it. Let's go down to where the ramp is. Jesus, that's not bad looking either. So the spill lights are lovely. Great detail in the wet. It's proper coming down now. I want to get over to the main terminal building. Here we go. Here we go. That's fairly impressive now, isn't it? So with, like, you know what I mean? The water textures, the reflections, all that kind of jazz. That's done really well. That is nice, isn't it? The fact that the lights are on the overhanging roof, or 99% of people in that area are not going to see it. Yeah. No, that's nice. That's pretty. The textures here are really nice. I can't get over the scale. I never knew this place was so big. Never knew it was this big. There's other people inside, waiting to board the gates. Jesus, they're heading down for the plane, look. This is somewhere like where your eco sounds kind of win. Jesus, isn't he only delighted to be on the phone, look. Yeah, look at those reflections. Look at the puddles and stuff. Look at that. That's very good, isn't it? That's very good. So, iniBuilds Johannesburg, lads. Oh, yeah. Look at the cut of that, look. Look at the puddles and stuff. Very good. Time has stopped, indeed. It's huge. It's huge. Thanks, mate. No bother, Dougal. Do you know what I'm saying? Jesus. Right, make it daytime again. Tidy up the old scene there. And let's get rid of the old horrid weather. There you go. Why is everything looking so washed? There we go. Yep. It's massive. Couple of small things with LOD. I'll be sure to let them know. But in terms of like the scale of the airport, lads, it's absolutely gargantuan. We're flying out of here on Friday for our group flight. So I mean, look at this, look at the size of it. Jesus. So how many terminals or concourses? 3? 1, 2, 3. There's 3.
Oh, Jesus.
Let it snow? How does it look like in the snow? Uh-oh. There's your snow. There's a bit going on. Snow accumulation ain't a thing on the runways. There's snow on the aircraft though. That's cool, isn't it? Is that snow on the ramp? It looks like it, doesn't it? Yeah, there is, look. That's snow on the ramp and the taxiways. That's done really well, look, isn't it? Yeah, that's pretty good. 2 terminals, international and domestic. Aha. Right, great stuff from iniBuilds. It's time to check out another airplane just before we go, lads. So iniBuilds Johannesburg. You can pick it up right now over in the iniBuilds store. It's priced at €21.62. That's with VAT. But that's with VAT, right? Shirley Dev says you could spend hours exploring this with different lighting. Yeah, absolutely, you could. Now it's time to check out this machine, the S24. No, it's not. It's a C24. It's a C24R. Now this comes with a whole load of different options: a G3X with a 530, a G3X with a 750, and so on. We can get a G5 with a 730. Or with a 750. That's what I'm going to do. G3X with a, you can get a lot of options on this, right? I'm going to go for a G5 with the GTN 750. That's the aircraft I'm going for. And we will, sure, we'll go back to, Johannesburg. That's a gate. I want a gate. That's also a gate, but we'll see what happens. We'll go back to Johannesburg. Now, lads, we're checking out 2 things here. We're checking out the FlySimWare Sierra C24R. And we're also going to be checking out Rex Atmos. So you'll see that none of my filters are working because amnesia, right? It forgot them whenever there's a sim update and it just deletes your filters, which it's a wreck dead when it happens. But what can I do? So I'm going to see, can I get a similar result when it comes from using Rex Atmos, right? So, we have a couple of things to get going here. First and foremost, well, here's my airplane. I'll make it daytime. Right? Now, this is exceptionally pretty. Turn the plane around because I don't run over people. Right. So, first up, we have the aeroplane. And I just love the covers. Aren't they only gorgeous? Right? Now, it doesn't have a dynamic tail number, which is a bit of a uh-oh. But it is what it is. Like, look at the tie downs and stuff here, like. This is a different kettle of fish now, lads. This is a different kettle of fish. Look at it. Look at the texture work. Look at the modeling. Right? Just, you're in a different kettle of fish with this thing. Shh, plane sleeping. Right? Macaulay prop here as well. But like, the visuals on this airplane, these are next level. These are some of the best I've seen. Look at it, lads. The detail, the sharpness, the crisp, the texture, the freaking decals look. Right? And it's a small little general aviation airplane. It even shows you where the ELT is located, look. And look, that's not just a sticker. They've PBR'd that sticker. Deadly. Right. And then you have various aerials, antennas and all the jazz, right? So while we're looking at our plane in a state of beauty, and we're going to fly this now in a moment. Well, we're going to bring up Rex Atmos because I want to do something with this lighting. So this is Rex Atmos. And what we can do here, we can do a number of things. We can adjust the weather, we can adjust the atmosphere, and we can adjust the environment. All right. So I'm going to create now the weather. I was going to say, right, well, what do you want to do? You can search for weather sets. Right? So this is what people have made already, and there's already tons of them. White, beautiful clouds. All right. Go on. Create search. Oh, hang on a minute. Maybe there's a way to do this. Weather. No records. Search public sets. Settings. That's all okay. Environmental, Atmos, or weather. No records found. Create. Live weather, METAR, or custom weather. Well, choose this option if you're using Rex Atmos alongside a Sobo or a third-party weather engine. Choosing this option allows you to modify live weather. Right, give me live weather. All right. What can I do with it now? So I'll make this a little bit smaller. Not too much. Just so you can see the background. Right. What about the haze? Do you want more haze or less haze? Give me more haze. Or maybe give me less haze. What about fog? Like, see the sliders? This is live weather and I can mess with live weather. Cloud softness or visual cloud enhancements. There's not much clouds here, right? So you're getting an idea. You can do this to live weather, right? Let's go back one. Why don't we go weather? Choose this option if you plan to use Rex to inject real-world weather into the sim by either searching for an ICAO code or manually entering a valid METAR report. So you can enter an airport code. Well, what's the weather in Shannon? Search. I want to fly in South Africa with Shannon weather. Right, inject that. Give it a second, it'll think about it. It's doing it all right. It just hasn't given me clouds yet. Wait, do I need to save that? Enter a set name, enter a... Oh, okay. Enable high cloud generation. That doesn't seem to be doing much, lads, does it? Okay, it's doing a bit. Okay, reset all this again. Great weather, and let's just do custom weather. Build it. Alright. General cloud conditions. Partially cloudy. Showers. Scattered showers. Why isn't it giving me... Why aren't you changing the weather there, Chief? Maybe because I have it on live weather. Right, turn off live weather for a minute. Maybe that was the problem, it was overriding it. Yeah, it was. Right, check this out, right? So, what weather do you want? Good weather? Which would be here. The slider's reversed. Stormy. Right? Precipitation. Rain. Thunderstorm. Horse it out of it. Snow coverage, no. Temperature alright. Pressure grand. Humidity. Bring it down a bit. The wind, speed and direction. And the clouds. Look what I can do with the clouds here. Look. And this is just the weather you can mess around with, right? This is just, right, and we can change this. Give me scattered clouds. Alright. Few clouds. And you can see how you can kind of mess around with this. You can do snow and all this. And that's just the weather, right? So reset all that. Go back to like normal. What about the Atmos, the atmosphere? And here we can get messing around, right? Now I kind of want to bring this, I want to bring these sliders down a bit so you can see what's happening on the screen, right? So don't worry about the UI. But the lighting. See the way I'm adjusting now the screen? Look at that. You can put it into nighttime if you go low enough. Ambient light. See the way we're changing like the lighting on the ground? Ozone lighting. Isn't that mad? Sun angle. Oh, Jesus. Where do you want the sun to be? Sun flare. Okay. Ambient sky color. This is where your colors start getting mad, look. Reds, greens, and blues. Green is red, red is green. And the good thing is, if this is like, have a headache, fear not. But you can just select some presets, look. So we'll reset that. We'll go in here. Show me some public sets, right? This one here is called Beauty. Okay, we called it nighttime, so we need to make it bright. Time of day. So this preset he's called it Beauty. But that's a very pretty scene there, isn't it? Like, look at the difference it's doing. Boom's good to see it. Odd time to release this with 2024 out in just a month. I agree. I agree. However long it was taking them to do this, right? Go back into Atmos. Let's find another one. Live weather ambient. I don't know. Mid-level cumulus. More blue. My preset. Whoever Wayne. Let's try Wayne's. Jesus. So this is Wayne's preset. Right? Superboy says too little, too late. Looks like it released last year. Yeah. Yeah, that's a bit overkill, isn't it? But you get the idea what this can do. Like it's changing the tones, the colors. It's doing all of these things, right? I'm not a fan of that color. Atmos shows something else. I don't know who makes this stuff, so we'll have to wait and see. Realistic view. Best made. Let's go into that. Yeah, that's pretty nice. I think we all agree that's not too bad looking. We're turning into P3D. We'll have 6 programs running in the background. The point of 2020 was eliminate that. Maybe. Folks are going to kind of, you know, they're going to gravitate towards what they want to use and what controls they want over the sim. 2020 for an awful lot of people didn't deliver in some certain aspects. What about the environment? What can we do here? Oh yeah, this is mad looking. This is freaking mad looking, right? So the terrain lighting, right? Bring this over a small bit. Look at this now, right?
Hello there.
The terrain lighting. You watching? Why isn't this working? That's working. It's not represented in all locations. Okay. There's photogrammetry I was messing around with, and you can actually change the color of the satellite imagery. It's not working here. It works in Dublin, right? Also, you can change the colors of any trees. You see the trees there in the distance? I just turned the divils red. Or like ridiculous green. Right? Or blue. Or you can kind of just tweak them a little bit to give them that kind of August effect. Do you know what I mean? That sort of... Oh no, that's a little bit green. That sort of
Hello
does.
there.
Do you know what I mean? Because you know what Rex AccuSeasons can do. So it's kind of giving you control of that, isn't it? So that's what this program can do. It's very powerful because it's giving you a ton of options to get in and do like mad stuff. So give us live weather. Well, that's what the reading is. So hang on, give us interesting weather. Custom weather. Hurricane, Jesus. Partially cloudy, right? So again, we're going to have a look at some of the clouds. And we can look at the cloud layers, right? So low cloud. Drop the altitude, increase the base, do all this sort of jazz, right? Cloud softness. Cloud enhancement. Medium clouds. I mean, you can make for some very, very interesting clouds here. Look. That's probably a little bit too high. Storm, no. Surface. Wind gusts. So, like, you can get very creative with the weather. Do you know what I mean? If you see pink trees in Dublin, it's time to hit pause, would say, indeed. Yeah, it's a little... It's kind of like Reshade meets NVIDIA filters meets something. The one thing I like about this is if you manage to get your color tones and environmental controls and like the sky, if you manage to get them all within the areas that you want them, well, you just save the profile. You just save the profile. Do you know what I mean? So I think forget the weather. Let's just look at the atmosphere, and this is where we can mess around with it. Yeah. So the lighting, bring down. There's a bit of there's some controls there that are just good. Just changing colors. That's probably too much. Right, something like that isn't too bad at all. Sure it's not. But that profile might be good for the moment. Next time live weather, it might be different. So you might need to play with it again. You do and you don't, Booms. Like if you were to consider the NVIDIA filters, right? NVIDIA filters. Now, here's the thing, right? If I were to reset Atmos, and if you're using NVIDIA stuff, reset everything, right? In actual fact, turn it off. So, we'll ask Atmos to go away here for a minute, which I think it already has. Yeah, she's gone, right? So Atmos be gone. So if I look at this now, this is the default sim colors, isn't it? Right, this is the default sim colors. And for me, the sim has always been a little bit washed out. It's always been a little bit washed out. So what I do, I use NVIDIA's filters. Now these are all deleted, so I'm going to do this very quickly to show you what it is that I do, right? Where's my mouse? Right, I'm over here now. So if I go down into my Discord, exclamation Discord, by the way, lads, that brings you to Discord, exclamation Discord. And if I go down to FlightSim, and I go down to Murph's settings. I have a little channel in here called Murph settings. So I'm going to add some of them in, right? Raoul is here. Come on yourself. 21 months. Thank you very, very much indeed. Great to see you, man. Right, so NVIDIA filters. Come back to me. And this is what I do. This is what I've always used, right? NVIDIA filters. So we're going to go with details first. Let's start with details, and then we get in and do a bit of messing. Sharpen is 50. Leave it alone. Clarity plus 49. 48 we'll have to do. HDR toning 32. And the bloom 6. Bloom was in a whole load of old video games in the 1990s. They thought they were doing better things. Next up is color. Okay, so for the color, tint color 0 0. So tint 0, intensity 0, temperature -11.6, -12 will do, and vibrance is 14.6, or let's just call it 14. Right? We're nearly there now, lads. The last one I'm going to do is brightness and contrast. Brightness and contrast, horse it in. Exposure is going to be -5. -4 will have to do. Contrast is +15. Highlights, -4. Shadows, +51. 52 will do. And gamma is 0. These are my NVIDIA filters. And you might be saying, Murph, what are you talking about? Well, let's just show you here, lads, right? So, this is how the sim usually looks on my screen. And I use this to try and make the thing look as real as I possibly can, yeah? I'll drop my controller and then pick it up again, right? That's how it will look on my screen. And if I turn them off, look. So there's not a huge, it's a very subtle difference. To me, this looks real based on my eyes. And like, I'm looking at lights for most of the day, so they could be shanked, right? But you get the idea, don't you? That's the default sim. To me, it's a little bit blown out, right? This one here, I've increased the clarity a little bit. It's sharper. There's more depth to the shadows. I mean, look at the shadows. Look at the difference in the shadows. Look how soft they are here versus the, you know, the preset that I'm using. It's in my Discord, lads. It's in my Discord. So if you ramble over to Mother of Jesus, I've loads of people talking to me on Discord. If you go to Discord, exclamation point Discord, put it into the chat. You land into our Discord page. Go on into the arrivals area. You have to go in and start here. Click on the shamrock. There's a shamrock down here behind my head, look. Go in there and click on the shamrock. And once you're in, you're in. Come down to where I have my flight sim stuff. And in here, there's a whole load of stuff. But what you're looking for is flight sim, and then you'll see Murph's settings. It's in like sim help support Murph's settings. These are my sim settings, my VR setting, all the settings that I have. Don't be an idiot. Don't be an idiot. Man Vooms. They're all my settings for everything, right? NVIDIA will impact on the aircraft interior, Atmos won't. Voyaging, that's actually a very good point. It'll affect it to a certain degree because you're changing overall tone pictures. You can change the greens, the reds, and do you know what I mean? But if you're looking at that picture there, and like this, a lot of work went into that versus that. That's how the base sim looks. And for a lot of people, that's fine. I just think it's a little bit blown out. That's my version of it. And that's what I use. Alright? Funny that, you know, two-tone. It's funny that... Anyway, let's check out this machine right here, Red Rider, because this is the one from FlySimWare. So we need to do some stuff. Look at the cut of it here. So, look, we have a tablet. And turn on the tablet. Cyrus T is here. It's good to see you, man. You're looking well. Right, we have a whole load of options here with our tablet, right? So let's remove the top cover. And we'll put the chocks in play. The tail cover. And now let's just jump outside and have a bit of a gawk. Oh wait, hang on. No, get rid of the cowl cover. There we go. Let's just have a bit of a gawk.
Dougal, have you been drinking? I have, Ted. I've been drinking like a mad idiot.
But let's just look at the detail of the aircraft now in all its splendour. And it comes with different liveries and all that jazz as well, look. Isn't that very pretty? Look at the cut of it. They've done a great job modelling this thing. The texture works are insane. The modelling work is just bang on the money. Look at
baby, yeah.
It's weighty. Look at the friggin' spring look. Lots of detail. Lots of detail. Okay, Murph, it looks great, but does it sound and fly great? Well, we'll check it all out here now. So, into the cockpit, what do we need to do? Pitot cover, remove all these. Doors, you can open up all the doors. Great animations. Close the doors. We also have the use of a GPU if we wish. I can hear a GPU. Open the window. There's my little ground power unit. There he is! Happy as a pig in the proverbial. It's a Hobart. Look at the detail on it. Mighty good, right? Momo from FlySimWare puts a lot of lovely 3D details. He does! Too bad he doesn't answer DMs, Raoul. I've been on to him like 3 or 4 times. Hey man, any chance? No, nothing. But anyway, it is what it is. Right, I'm not bitter. Who said I'm bitter? Right, let's move across here. So we can see some weather information, relative wind, temperature, and you know where the wind is hitting the aircraft. This is super handy, right? Super handy. Is that a diesel GPU? Oh, it is. He's marked you as spam. Probably that friggin' Irish fella talking stuff again. Me mouse mat is soaked. I just sat down and spilled all of my tasty beverage over my very untidy desk. Oh, the humanity. War hamster, you poor unfortunate devil. There's nothing worse. Now, a true pro will get an empty glass and wring out the mouse mat and still drink. I'm only saying, right? Right, next page. The loading area. This is kind of mad looking, right? So, sure, give us Will or Bobby. Will and Bobby. What does Bobby look like? Oh, Bobby's young fella. Right, get out of that seat, young fella. Where's Will? Will, that's a very interesting t-shirt. He's looking at his trainers. We're in an airplane and all you wanted... Will is gone. Julie! Oh, Jesus, handy. Here's Julie. She doesn't say much. Rick! Rick is the sort of fella now. He's seen some stuff. Yeah, we won't upset him much. We've Cindy. And Cindy's looking at her iPad. Or maybe she's reading a book. No, it's an iPad. Right. And then we have our co-pilot, which is a default mod. Put in a duffel bag or a suitcase. So it's all loading stuff, right? You don't mark spam on Discord. You can't, however, mute a conversation, right? Spam, Nad. How's he going to delete? He just pushed me straight to delete, probably. Reading the checklist. Shunty McShunface, good to see you. FlySimWare Dad, welcome in, man. That's hilarious, yeah. What's in Murph's duffel bag? Booms. Come on out with now. Oh. Right, next page. Fuel, weight and balance. Fuel, payload, total weight, max takeoff. So we're actually getting information here. Our wing tanks and then our range. Look at this. It's giving us a range based on how much fuel we have on board. But we'll put it 90%. 500 and nearly 600 nautical miles, which isn't an awful lot. But it's not bad. In here then we have our checklists, documents, gear handle, so on. Select your checklist. Look at this. Isn't that awesome? Bloody hell, a hot start. Right, we need to be careful there, friends. Then we have some preferences. Payload sync, sun visor type. I like this. I've gone with them, or you can go with them. I like those. You can turn on or off the passengers. Fuel saving state, so it remembers how much fuel you have. And then you can have your standard and metric 12 or 24 hour clock, and also weight in, or your fuel in quantity or in weight. So that's everything on your tablet. So there's quite a good bit going on here, right? The only thing it doesn't seem to have, lads, is consequence. No damage. From what I can see. No, Murph, I have responsibilities now. If I rang this mouse mat out in the glass, I'd have to call the authorities, or at least a very sober adult in a plastic suit of some sort. You can turn off the passengers. Looks like you won't get a chance. You've seen some gross in that tablet. Right, so tablet is great, right? Let's look at the detailing in here for a moment. And what we saw on the outside, well, it transformed onto the inside. Look at the texture work. Isn't it stunning? Isn't it stunning? No aerobatic no acrobatic maneuvers approved except those listed below. We can do some lazy eights. We can do some stalls, and we can do some steep turns. All right. Protect your starter. Do not crank it for more than 10 seconds. All right. What else do we have? Look at the texture work. Isn't it gorgeous? Look at the detail even underneath. Rudder pedals. And the sounds. Oh, wow. Listen to the sounds. You'll hear the control surface go to the end. Right now. Hear the rudder. Try the aileron. Is the ring finger marks on the yoke? Ring finger marks on the yoke. Is that the ultimate test? I've never heard anyone saying that before. Yeah, this is pretty nice, isn't it? Look at isn't it gorgeous? Look at the freaking seatbelt. Look at the texturing. Do you know what I mean? You're there. What's the carpet like? We all love. Oh Jesus. Oh yes. Barefoot and just do that with your toes. You know you want to, right? Into the back seat. Up, you devil you. Yeah, it is nice, isn't it? This is very, very nice. Hat shelf. No heavy objects for the hat shelf. Fair enough. I can smell the sweaty leather, right? Some texture designers were really earning the salary on this. Yeah, it's done really well. Beautiful textures. Absolutely gorgeous. So we have a trim wheel here just down to our right-hand side. We have our fuel selector. Left, right. No center. So we'll go left for takeoff. That's okay. Check this out as well, right? So we do have a little control lock here. Look. How do I remove that? No, there's a button for that there somewhere. That's the tablet. Balls, there's a button for that devil here somewhere. Open the hatch on the floor in the back. Open the hatch on the floor in the back. Open the hatch on the floor in the back. Get out of... Oh, Jesus. Now, there's nothing wrong with this at all. You have a gold briefcase and you have a black briefcase. Merchandise. I love that. What was your man's name? Barry Seal? How do we get rid of that remove before flight? Isn't there a button for it here somewhere? We'll figure it out together. There's a click spot here, but I think that's for the tablet. There should be a switch to that, isn't it? Bit of Pulp Fiction going on, right? Barry Seal, yeah. Balls. How'd you get rid of that? We'll figure it out now in a moment. Right, fuel tank is already turned on. Overhead light, that's there, that's grand. Cabin blower, that's all grand. There it is. Just click the yoke and then... Well, how do we get it back? It's like there's another button for it. Okay, there's an awkward click spot to remove before flight. Alright, okay. Right, what are we doing? Electric trim is already turned on by default. Grand. Battery, let's be having you. Click on the pen. Who got there first? Onboard setup, who else? Pen, tag to remove. I like that. Thank you, lads. Thank you, lads. Right, battery's coming up. Rotating beacon. Oh, look at our displays here. Nav lights. Instrument lights. Bit of life in there now. Alternator, worry about that now in a moment. Prop full. Mixture on. What else do we have here now? Cabin heat, no. Defrost, no. Cabin pull, no. There's no carb heater from what I can see. Booster pumps. There's our fuel flow here, look. Alright, alright. Open the window. Parking brake is on. We shall say clear prop. And we'll go for a start. Are we ready, sports fans? Ah, Jesus. Let's try that again. That was really nice. Clear prop. Okay. Alternator on. Avionics coming on. Parking brake is there. Oh man, look at it. Jeez, look at the cut of this. Right, let's go play. I used one of these before, years ago. Stats page. No, it doesn't work. It's over here, stats. Here we go. Tack hours, engine, local time, flight time, cylinder head temperature, exhaust gas temperature. Fuel on board, nice, and then our mixture lean finder. That's pretty good, isn't it? And looks like we have lights for this as well. This one here is just a backup. Beacon and nav light are on. Alright, so that's like our annunciator panel, is it? Let's see, can I put on my pitot heat? Yeah, that's your annunciator panel up there. Okay, into the gadget. No arrival airport, that's fine. Leave that on. Nice, 650 in there as well. Tack hours. All our circuit breakers.
Hello there.
They all work, look. Use flap 15 for takeoff, okay. Now check this out. Do you see all the different microphone buttons? Noise cancellation. And it works on any of them. Isn't that handy? That's very handy, right? Very handy. What else do we want to do here now? Pitot heat, put it on for the crack. Taxi lights on. Sure, put on all our flashing lights. Fuel boost, leave it alone. So a Garmin G5 unit, and they've done this as well, right? How do you use this menu? Isn't it click in? Yeah, click in, so you can change heading. Heading 360, select a new heading, and you can see it moving on the dial beneath me, yeah? And if you want to change this to kind of, you know, VOR navigation, well, we can actually go to, we'll put in altitude as well. Brilliant. We'll put in 3000 for the crack. We can actually go by, let me see, go back. We can actually go by a course on this as well. And it depends on which what unit do you want feeding this? Do you know what I mean? And we can change that to a PFD, and we can change them around so they're customizable, yeah? So if we want to go into VLOC, and then we want to select a course, this is where we can do VOR navigation. These garments probably cost more than the plane. A G5 is expensive. You can actually get a G5. You can buy a G5 to make it work with your flight sim. Irish Gav is here. Good to see you. So that's really cool. So if we wanted to, we can do VOR navigation. There isn't, however, an ADF. So as we're ticking over, well, let's have a now listen to the sounds, lads, will we? Now mind your ears on this. That is very, very good, isn't it? That's excellent. Excellent sounds. Right. Off the brakes. Taxi lights are on. Let's check all our controls here for a minute. So let me see. Reset this view. Reset this view. There we go. Okay, looking left. Ailerons should go up. On the left, they go down. They go up. They go down. Can I see the rudder? See the elevator. Can't see the rudder. There's a rudder movements there. It's so smooth and slick, look. Very, very nice indeed. Alright, flap operation, so let me see. It says flaps 15 for takeoff. Oh, flaps aren't working. There's 10. There's 15. Wait. Oh, I'm pressing the wrong button, you muppet. Okay, so I noticed there's an issue. If I use my hardware to move the flaps, it's not moving the switch, yeah? It's not a big to-do. Let's look at the flap operation. Oh yeah, that's pretty. That is, look at the movement of it, look. Hang on a second now. Hear the sounds? Is it only in the Microsoft Flight Sim store? No, Sean, you can get it on Sim Market. Pac-Man, thank you very much indeed for the follow. Right, that's very good. Okie dokie, right, so brakes off, taxi forward. Jeez, the engine sounds great, doesn't it? There's a bit of a roll, tap the brakes. Brakes are working. Altimeter came alive. Don't know what happened there. Jeez, there's great sounds. We've got an autopilot as well. Now, hang on, what else can we do? Lighting, cabin air blower. I think there is sound in that. There is, you can hear the fan. Cabin heat, no. So a cabin air blower and then overhead instrument light. And you can't do that with these. These are just USB stuff. And I suppose your clipboard would fit in there. Okay. Right, continue on. Wow, you take care of my dude. Now where's the active? Let's see what happens. Let's just go this way. And what's nice about this, lads, you can change the avionics. They have a G3X, right? They have the G5. So you have a lot of options. Look at the reflections up here. Look. The state of it. Here, do you know what we have to do, lads? We'll have to Harrison Ford it. Come on for the crack. It's flight sim, we'll get away with it. Right. Are we ready? Mind your ears. Power coming in. Take up power set. I think Boris did the sounds on this. Uh-oh, we're gonna bump here. Jesus. Yepsy daisy. Alright, positive right. Gear up. Yeah, we hit a ramp. It's grand, lads. A rang ahead, right?
Oh, Jesus.
What's the trim like? Trim is good. Easy now, Jemima. Sounds great. Can we get a flyby? Why the devil not? Are we ready? To look at this big E just... Ah, that's really good, isn't it? And also Raoul for calling me a big age at the timing of that. Yeah, why haven't I done that? Hang on to yourself for a sec. How do we do that now? Hang on. Why didn't I do that? Hang on. How do I... Wait now. Ooh, where's the button for that? Raoul, say something in the chat quick. Just say hi, Helen, or something. That was a really good flyby sound, wasn't it? How can I do this? Wasn't there? There used to be a button I could press for that. Diddly-did-diddy. Please hold, your call is terribly important. Do. Great success. Raoul, if you just do a refresh and then come back in and say something else, it'll look like something else. What's the gear animation like? Great question. Get my head out of the way. Right, are we ready? Look at that nose gear now in particular, look. Oh, do you see how it spun? Look. Jesus, that's lovely. Oh, that's very nice. Sean Dale says, so a TL3000 or a C24, two very, very different airplanes. Right, let's see what we can do here, get ourselves into trouble, right? The first trick, let's go night lighting. Oh, look at the state! Alright, how do we turn off that big devil? Here we go. Yes. Ooh, look at the lighting. Look at the state of the lighting. Beautiful. Reminds me of Amsterdam. Jesus. Yeah, the canals were terribly red, weren't they, Raoul? Now, Captain Gaiman is saying gear failure, yeah? Check this out, right? You can dim them as well. It's awesome. So let's talk about a gear failure. Come on over here to me circuit breakers. So landing gear motor and the landing gear. All right, lower the gear. We can hear the motor engage. No gear are coming. What do we do? Well, friends, we will go to the... Jesus, me seat. We'll go to the emergency... Holy crap. Extend the gear. And it works. Oh, wait. They're shagged now. So if I turn back on the gear motor... There they go. You see? There's logic. That's very good, isn't it? Okay. I mean, sure, it's nice, but like, you know, can we get creative with it? Up the divil you go. Okay. Can we spin it? Hold. Hold. Right, spin it. Oh, Jesus, you can spin. Counteract the spin. What do we do? We think of the baby Jesus and we just get out of the spin. It works. A barrel roll. I don't think she'd like to barrel roll. We're going for it. We're under savage pressure. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, she can roll. Just about, though. It's not authorized for that, no. We must write out 100 times, thou shalt not spin said airplane. This is really nice, though. Like, the handling characteristics, I think they've nailed it. I really think they've nailed it. There's plenty going on. The only thing this aircraft doesn't have, the only thing it doesn't have, is a wear and tear, or, you know, a wear or failure setup. Failures are there, but like wear and tear doesn't seem to be there. However, with FlightSim 2024, that's going to be a default thing, isn't it? So let's see what they can do. But I think this is a solid aircraft from FlySimWare. It looks great, it sounds great, and it flies great. It's a little bit twitchy on the ground, but nothing that's going to like turn you off it. And those flyby sounds, man. Don't crash, Murphy. Fix the trim. Give it power. Right, hopefully this works and you know, we don't die. Are we ready? Arret is good, isn't it? Mind your house. Sorry, boss man. Jesus. Buttons, Murph. You can do it. There we go. Is it A2A level, P Costa? No. And that's not to say anything bad about FlySimWare. It's just A2A are on a different kettle of fish, lads. Like, A2A is a living, breathing aircraft. You know, the M500 from FS Reborn, it's a living, breathing aircraft. It's you upset the thing, you kind of have to come back with a bouquet of flowers to say you're sorry. But this is very, very good. This is an excellent aircraft. It's stunning. Like how it's modeled, PBR, texturing, sounds. They've hit a home run with this. FlightSimWare, like they've already done incredible work with the 414, the Learjet, and now this. The 3D model is incredible. Yeah, it's stunning. It's beautiful. What a great job. Not 100%. I'd give it 95. It's very, very good, lads. As a GA pilot, if you like general aviation, you got to give this a blast. It's really, really nice. I'm going to be flying. Am I flying this on? I am. I'm flying this on Friday night. We're going to mess around with some of the VOR capabilities and just basically take it for a spin, do you know? Oh, they also made the widgeon. Yeah, the widgeon though, like that was like, you know, it's quite a hefty download. It's about 4 gigs. It's like 5.5 gigs when it's installed, or 5 gigs anyway. But you can kind of see why. The looks, the sounds, and also the functionality here. It's done really, really well. I like this plane. I think this is a super, it's a super release. Plus, lads, you're getting different variants, i.e. you can get the G3X, you can get the G5, and it works with your 530s, 750s, all the jazz. Is it not a TL3000 on Friday? Sean, no, because I only found out now. Plus, the TL3000 shall be flown on one of our Monday night adventures, coming soon. But we're going to be flying the TL a lot. I flew the thing out in the bush, and like, it's not a bush plane. Can you feather the prop? I'm sure you can. Right, let's feather the prop. How does one feather the prop? I can't bring that back any further. Oh, Jesus. Wait, don't panic. Alright, calm now, calm. Where's my best glide ratio? Where it's a dead stick landing. It'll be fine. Are you flying with the Twin Comanche on your series? It looks like you're going to need to replace it. No, I'll fly it. And I'm hoping that vFlyteAir will have a patch done by then. I really hope so. I want that vFlyteAir Twin Comanche to be better than what it is, you know? Plenty high, so we're good. We're good for the moment. It's all about glide ratio here. Hear the sounds. And every now and again you'll hear a right? And that's from the pilot now. Ah! Right, 70 knots, drop the gear. Oh, the sound. Oh yes, that was beautiful. Do you know, I'm after dropping the gear too early. Too much drag for the gear. What's our speed? Not enough. Shh, wait.
Oh, Jesus.
Listen, I'm as terrified as you are. Oh, it's starting to stall. Gear down. No, we're in trouble. I was never going to make it. Oh, balls. Easy. Oh,
Dreamy,
jeez.
sleepy, nighty, snoozy, snooze.
Shh. I mean, we're alive, right? There's no damage modeled, unfortunately. Like a prop strike. I don't know, can they do that?
They've done studies, you know.
They've done studies.
60% of the time, it works.
Every time.
Every time.
Yeah, butter. It was a butter landing, yeah. It was nice, but the landing. Or butter land. No, wait, butter. No, that didn't work at all. So that's butter face, Murph. Butter face. You feckin' idiot. But anyway, listen, lads, that is the C24R Sierra. Beechcraft made this airplane, and FlySimWare have now made this for Microsoft Flight Simulator. So we've covered a bit of ground tonight. Will it be Rex Atmos, or is it going to be me NVIDIA filters? If I can get Rex to do the same as me NVIDIA filters, brilliant. I do like some of the changes you can do though.
Oh, Jesus.
Like it's a neat add-on. It's a neat add-on because it gives you options to change stuff. Yeah, you can change some stuff. I don't know. Reset the, like I can mess things here. Look, like I can further act the maggot when it comes to. Oh, Jesus.
Hello there.
I mean, you know what I mean. You can really act the maggot if you wanted to, or reset it. I prefer my own filters. Do you know? Pepsi, welcome in. Does it come with a Ryanair livery? It does now. But look at the textures, untouched. Exactly heavy lift. thus the type, or that is the type of pilot that I am. Yes, yes. I'm hard on equipment, lads, but you know, look at the detail. Isn't it friggin' stunning? Dirt and grime. It's a filthy, dirty bird. That's what you want, lads. I'm telling you. That's where the immersion is. What were you doing all night? I was flying this dirt bird of a plane. Do you know what I mean? Murph, about it took me monitoring the bin. It's awful. Jesus. Lads, I think it's brilliant, isn't it? I never checked, actually. Is there owl shakeage, rattle and rollage on the gear?
Oh, Jesus.
Let's find out. Lads, there is. Look at the spring hopping around the shop. That's ridiculous. Look at this friggin' suspension. Lads. Jesus. Jesus. Oh no. Uh-oh. We're going to end up in the wet bit. And here, the C24 Sierra goes for a drink. Ah, Jesus. Right. Oh, mind the wall. Crikey, we're going through the wall. It's a magical wall. It's a magical wall. Yeah, now the brakes work, right? Let's just put you back somewhere nice. In there now. So there we have it. The sounds as well, the oil. I love the texture. They've done a great job, haven't they? Like the state of it. Hang on now. Upsy on the flaps. Turn off all the stuff here now. Tablet. Oh, Jesus. Oh, look, I've never showed you any of this. Open the cowling. Why can't I open the cowling? What? I don't know. Shocks? Oh, hang on, she's not liking life here for a minute. Brakes on? There we go. Check this jazz out, look. I forgot to show you all this, look. What sort of an idiot is he? Look! The whole friggin' engine is modelled. I forgot to show you all of this. Mike Homing. That actually says... I'm not going to pronounce it how it's actually pronounced because you're immature and you're young and you should know better. Mike Homing. Brilliant. Wah wah wee wah. That's very good, isn't it? Look at the detail. Oh, behave. Ah, no. Don't tell me the friggin' belts move, do they? There's no way you can start this like this, can you? Ah, no. It closed up everything. We can't run the engines with the gadgets open. Shh. Go back asleep. Go back asleep, plane. It's still nuts though, isn't it? Immersion ruined. Look at the... And look, you can take out the oil dipstick. Yes. Ah, that's ridiculous. Now, you can't see the oil, mind you. Through the wormhole with Morgan Freeman. No, you can't go into the engine. Jesus, isn't it well modelled, look, isn't it? Ah, it's very well modelled. Even the spark plugs. Look at the crankshaft. Like, it's just gorgeous, isn't it? Would it be fair to say that's one of the most detailed engine models we've seen, lads? Look at the welding friggin' crease. Look! That's ridiculous. Look at the exhaust manifold and everything like. Jesus Murphy, you know a lot about engines. I do! That's the thing that makes noise, look. What does that bit do? Oh, that's just an engine strut. Alright. What was the spring there for? Wait now. Is that just like a shock? It is a shock absorber. Bloody hell, we're in a part of the engine we shouldn't be. Isn't it mad, lads? It's very, very well done, isn't it? It's a damper. Yeah, a dampener, yeah. But like, look at the detailing here. Look at the teeth on the crank. Look at the teeth on the belt. That's very, very good, isn't it? And the prop is stunning. It's done so well. It really is. Fair play to them. They've done a great job, haven't they? And that paint scheme. Look at that cut of it. Yep. Fuel tanks. You can open up the... Can you look in? Can you see anything? You can see the filter. Can't see any fuel though. I'm sure they haven't gone to the A2A level now. It's actually showing you fuel levels in the gadget. It's very, very good though. Jesus, it's a great little plane this, isn't it? The little plane that could. And again, like, look even on the wings, look. Look at the detailing. And the textures. Look at that, look, look, look. I'll need the battery on to move those. It's tremendous. They've done a great job. So FlySimWare, amazing work on this machine. Do you know? Anyway, lads, it's time to dash. Just wait till you find out what's in the secret compartment in the cabin. Wait, if we did, is there another one? We slid into the back seats here. Ezekiel 25:17. The path of the righteous man. Wait now. Baggage capacity. Uh-oh. Yeah, isn't it mad? Mad, lads, mad. Brilliant. Right, that's going to have to do this for tonight. Guys, thank you so much indeed for tuning in. Look under the dash and move the ailerons. Look under the dash and move the ailerons. Ah, no, the chain. They've modelled the friggin' chain, look. Ah, lads. They've modelled the chain which controls your ailerons. That's just silly now. It's very good, isn't it? Damn. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Right, anyway, I'm going to bed. I have to... Why did you quote Ezekiel quote in an English accent? Did I? You got 25:17. The path of the righteous man is for set. I don't know the rest of it. Blessed is he, and you will know my name is the Lord. Right, anyway, time to go. Lads, thank you very, very much indeed for tuning in tonight. I hope you found it helpful, and a big shout out to iniBuilds, our new partner on the channel. They gave us an exclusive couple of photos showcasing their upcoming scenery. And do you know what else I didn't do? We're going to be flying this aircraft a little bit more. Do you know the T33 trainer from iniBuilds? Well, the T33 has just received an update, and they patched up some of the teeny tiny holes in it. Beacon light is now working better. Checklists are updated. Checklist validation increased to 24% of the engine startup. EFB ability to list local nav VOR frequencies and transfer to a nav1 unit. Fuel system on the G3X is updated as well. Beacon has been fixed, and they added a French and also a Colombian livery to the T33. I will be taking that out for a spin on the stream soon. But lads, massive thanks for tuning in tonight, for all your support, the likes, the commenting, the sheer subs and follows, and the devil knows what. Thank you all so very, very much indeed. We're back to you on Friday night with a group flight and kick off at 1700 Zulu. Until then, have a great rest of the week, and we'll see you Friday. Did you know? Tachan Moragum. Right. What's happening? Who's in charge? Do you see what's happening? A level 8. Hang on, I need to sit down. Level 8 hype. Jesus, I'm at the rolling over me toe. Oh, it's all right. I'll walk it off. Oh, cramp. Jesus. Richie Ricardo